poster boy for what? I couldn't hear you over the music. Oh, shit, I've got the wrong thing on live. Welcome, everybody, to ProBots. I was listening to the music. It's just so good. Hopefully, you're all hyped up and pumped up as much as I am, because I am ready for day 2. Here we are, day 2 of ProBots, and we've got 8 more bots that we're going to be introducing the lower half of our 16 that qualified from the AI arena. So let's get Endersword in here and talk about these bots and get things rolling here. How you doing, Endersword? Feeling good? Ready for some more bot action?
Doing pretty good. I'm ready for bot action. I was watching videos about like AI on every little break I had all today. So I'm very like AI bot program focused right now.
Excellent.
And I want to see people fight.
Well, we're going to get some very good fights tonight. Like I said, we've got the last 8 bots, so we had 16 total bots in our tournament. And we've got the likes of Spiny, MadAI, TheHarvester tier. Let's go ahead and pull our bracket up, actually, real quick, and take a look at these bots here before we dive into things. And one of our new bots, but a returning author. Excited to see DominionDog. That is Fidelina's author. And we're actually going to be joined tomorrow in our post-bot segment by Fidelina, as well as Rasper. So make sure, if you are a Crown Club member, to check out our post-bot show where we take a little more in-depth look at these games and what's going on. But yeah, tonight we've got Spiny versus MadAI to kick things off, and then TheHarvester returning versus Tier. We'll get your maybe get your Thanos glove back in here to give him some hype. BenBot versus Sproutch, and DominionDog, our new bot, quote unquote new, versus BlinkerBot. So a nice lineup tonight. Who are you favoring tonight? Who do you think's gonna dominate the competition?
Let's see. It's down to there's a couple things I'm looking for. I'm looking for mass improvements to BenBot. Did really well last season, but has a few easy tweaks to make him a monster. And I'm looking for a comeback from Tier after a probably disappointing season last season. I'm looking for him to come out swinging again.
Yeah, he got knocked out pretty early on in the lower bracket. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he has in store. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about what these bots have updated and what we'll be seeing as we get into that. But again, make sure you check out all the stuff below in the stream description and hit that thumbs up button to get us a little bit of love on YouTube as well. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all our bot authors for submitting and giving us such great bots this season. I'm very excited to see these next 8 in action. And if you are a new bot author and you want to get involved, make sure, again, you check out, we've got a link down below. You can get a bot template and get a bot created and join the AI Arena ladder. That's what is it? SCAI Arena, or well, I'm drawing a blank right now. SC2AI.net. AIarena.net. Thank you. Sorry, I know, just brain stop there. We're gonna get through today. It's gonna be great. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get game started very shortly as soon as we do a Crown Club shout out. Again, thank you for being in the Crown Club. It helps us with future seasons of ProBots and giving you guys such great content. So let's go ahead and shout them out now. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you so much, Dusty. Oh yeah, coming in. I believe he's been streaming some StarCraft recently.
He has been. I think he's been streaming StarCraft and maybe like Magic or something. I thought I saw, but yeah,
some Jedi something. Yeah. Check him out. It's cool. But yeah, thank you, Crown Club members. Again, you get awesome content. You get behind the scenes shows. We do our post-bot show where we get bot authors and talk a little bit more about the games. You also get ad-free viewing experience, and you'll get all sorts of cool things as soon as we start doing live tournaments once again, hopefully in the near future. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get things started tonight. Again, you are joining us for ProBots here on ESChamp. This is day 2 of season 1. And we're going to get our last 8 bots some love here. And let's start things off with our first matchup. Let's actually talk about our first 2 bots. We have stats. And
we do have stats.
They are good stats.
Not like stats, but statistics.
Not the player, not the Shield of Ire.
We gotta get him involved.
That would be very cool to get one like a grossing. Anyway, no stats. Okay, no Spiny versus MadAI will be coming up very shortly here in our first best of 3. Again, this is a double elimination tournament for anybody just tuning in or checking this out. So any bot that gets gets lost tonight will go down into our lower bracket. We've already got 4 bots down there waiting, and they'll get one more chance to crawl their way back up and maybe go to our finals day, which will be in 6 weeks' time, right? Something like that. 7 weeks. Yeah, we do 7 weeks of ProBots, and then our grand finals will be that next weekend. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do our humans versus bot show match. We'll talk a little bit more about that later as well. And are we doing stats? I still never heard.
I don't know if we're gonna. We can make some up. Yeah. Let's make some up.
Well, so, I remember seeing Spiny's win rate was quite good on the ladder.
It was.
It was. What was it, 60 something?
Maybe 76.
76.
Let's say 76.
Take bets.
And let's say his elo was at 1986.
Let's talk about the ELO a little bit. So these bots do have an ELO rating, and you theorize it's based on what?
I assume it's based on the chess one, just because I figured that's probably the easiest formula to find and apply. So I assume that they base it off that, in which case it theoretically doesn't have much of a cap, but it's essentially capped in the high 2000s downwards. So comparing it to chess stuff, basically anything over 2000 is in the master's range. So I was rated 76%. See, nice. I remember numbers. So 2090, pretty high. I think that's pushing international master range or candidate master or something. A fairly low crash rate here. We're only crashing like once every 200 games.
That's a little on the high end compared to some of the bots. I'd say the majority are pretty low there.
Yeah, there's some. I guess it's more unusual to say the high ones, like Scarlet's was something like 10%.
10, yeah, I think 10%.
yeah. Here's a low one. So a crash rate,
a little more average.
0.04. So very, very rarely. Still a good win rate. MadAI is always one of those ones that has never really threatened to win the whole thing, but is just consistently there. Like especially now that everything's qualifying out of a ladder full of like 50 bots, is just always making it. It's just kind of a consistent one, and has some interesting moves. So it's clearly capable of beating most things, but doesn't tend to push into the very top tier.
Well, and it's one of our. It's not machine learning specifically, but it's something similar, right?
It does something like it makes decisions based on what its scouting is, and I think it either is or was going to be machine learning driven.
It's like a neural network type.
Yeah. So that definitely works, and it can give some interesting results. But I think that's also one of the areas. I think it's always a trade-off when you try and go down that route. It's a little more unpredictable and a little less consistent because it's making decisions, and it can end up being wrong. So MadAI, I think, is one of the ones that can kind of say, go scout its opponent, think that a rush is coming and it's not, and then kind of do a one base defense and kind of end up putting itself behind. So there's things like that do that.
Oh, and we do have a poll available right before we hop into our first set of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, type in !vote and who you think will win this match coming up here. I don't know. Do you get points or something for it, or is it just prestige? You just get
just prestige.
Because I know Twitch has those points and stuff there now. YouTube doesn't have that yet.
I guess not.
No, I guess not. Okay, well, type in to get your votes in anyway. It's just fun to see what you guys all think. Because we had 2 ace matches last week, so who knows what is going to happen tonight? It is going to be very good. But let's go ahead and hop into our first best of 3, Spiny versus MadAI here on ESChamp's ProBots. No, we weren't ready.
I guess not.
Okay, thanks.
Jaspers. Spiny. Madman's MadAI.
All right, we are here on Everdream, and hopefully I don't have sounds. Hopefully, do you have sounds? Is that just me?
I don't think I do either.
Might be fun. It's probably just us.
It's probably good.
We always get the low
audience
budget stream, and we give all the good stuff to you, the audience.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. We get pixelated stalling stuff when you guys are still okay, and
That's fine.
We always look over to make sure you're okay. Something I noticed, I guess I never paid attention before because I usually have this full screen, but I noticed that when we are doing this, the suggested videos, like from YouTube on the side, are an interesting mix, for me at least, of StarCraft, Alpha Zero, Alpha Go, like AI safety. It's a mix of like these machine learning AI bot driven things and StarCraft stuff. Like the first thing on my list is the road to being a 9-Dan Go player.
It's all about strategy and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You can.
It is, well, I think it's the link being the like the Alpha Star, Alpha Zero, Alpha Go programs. So I bet we just have a lot of crossover between people that look for those things.
Oh yeah, probably.
But I think that's neat.
That is indeed. You know what else is neat? 2-gate robos.
It is pretty neat. It is pretty neat. So we get that scouting assessment done by MadAI.
That neural network in action.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think made him decide that? Was there something he saw? Because he's up here scouting, right? I thought he had probe up here.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if it died or he sent it back, but yeah, I think ultimately, if you go in and look at this, then there's 3 bases. There's no gas that was taken yet. I think you've got to look at that and say, okay, it's not a rush of any kind, so I'm going to go ahead and expand.
Now, MadAI, I am seeing here, does struggle a little bit with the longer macro games, which I know happens to be one of Spiny's specialties. So if this gets into, what do you think, 10 minutes past? Do you think Spiny will have or how early do you think you have to hit to stop Spiny from just because Spiny takes over the whole map at a certain point?
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, I think you definitely got to go before 10 minutes. I think MadAI, almost everything it has is some form of timing attack. So I think he'll definitely do it before then. It's usually just down to whether he's picked like the right composition for what his opponent's doing. But yeah, it's definitely not a later game full on macro sort of situation. It's usually some sort of two base LN.
Oh, this is a fun little fact. So Spiny gets its name from the author's 10-year-old daughter. Sometimes she'll cheer on Spiny and live through Spiny's ups and downs as well. That's pretty cool.
So is his daughter named Spiny?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Is that the implication of that? That's okay.
Zerg players. They're not right now, man.
Yeah, maybe she named it. Like, looked at the Zerg and was like, "Oh, those are Spiny."
Yeah. I would imagine that's a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Right. Nice scout here, MadAI, using hallucinated phoenixes to great avail here. Gets a really nice scout off. Sees exactly what's going on, and he's got another gateway coming down. He's got that observer, just in case something like Burrow were to be on the field. Look at that. Burrow's already halfway done researching. MadAI is just on top of things here. He's only going to be sitting on the 2 bases versus 3. So economically, he's going to be down a little bit and kind of hurting, especially with Spiny getting Lings in position to block the next expansions already. But I don't know. It's looking okay for MadAI. He's getting the Twilight now. He's getting what he needs.
Yeah, they're relatively balanced together. It looks like Spiny is teching up, getting the Burrow. So going a little bit later into the game, certainly. So it'll come down to what does this attack end up looking like? Can it get any force going? And how long will it be? So presumably this Twilight would be for Zealot Charge. And,
Yeah, either that or blink. Probably charge.
yeah,
charge.
there's Charge. Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like he's almost just going to do a big 2-base all in.
Yep. Yeah, and that could work.
Scout. It could work.
Yeah, I guess the beauty of this early against the Zerg is you've got the charge to deal with a bunch of lings plus just the zealots themselves, and the backup of the immortals are good at dealing with early roaches. And charge lots are not bad against roaches either, in particular.
But he's got to go soon.
He does, yes.
Because Hydra Den is halfway done here, and I think that shuts down the gateway composition pretty hard. Immortals, they can do okay if you get a high enough number of immortals against Hydras, but it's you still got to segment the army. You got to take nice little fights. It's a lot harder once those Hydras hit the field.
Especially when you've got a lot of meat shield in front of them, and there are a lot of lings out. There's a lot of roaches out. So if the zealots can't get direct contact pretty early, then that's DPS just wailing away on you.
Well, he's actually getting Ravagers, so no Hydras in the production queue just yet. We'll give it some time here. He's getting a lot of queens. He's still making queens.
Queens are good.
I think queen play is underutilized.
Yeah, especially from an AI perspective where directing the heals on things is just automated and easy. It's it's just kind of a free win to get a queen out.
Yeah.
So here comes the army. There's a proxy pylon up there. Not going after that yet as the zealot warps in. He's just accepting the slow warp ins, but that's fine.
Oh, I didn't vote. Did you vote?
I did not, but I vote for Spiny.
Get your votes in the chat, everybody. As this attack commences, MadAI is now pushing on to Spiny's creep. Again, nice creep spread. I was talking about how Spiny is really good at just kind of taking over the whole map. But MadAI is trying to stop that before it gets too late. Queens are going to fall back into a better position while the Zerglings come to meet shield for the Ravagers. And we'll have to see, I guess, how the Biles are. Oh, if you could get some big Biles on a surrounded Protoss army, that's just going to be GG, I think. Because this is it. This is 2-base all in.
I do like the hallucinated Archons here, if that distracts anything. And I think one of them did draw a Bile onto it, but all these zealots up front have died. The back of the army there was just not playing along. Like, it was taking some shots, but it really kind of left the zealots to die a bit. So that was really a bunch of zealots dying for a bunch of lings. No real objective achieved there.
Oh, I like how MadAI falls back to reinforce, but now he's going to push forward a little bit once more. Yeah, I was going to say there should have been Overseers here, so those Archons, those hallucinated Archons were really nice. But we do have more Overseers now, even if there were hallucinated Archons. I think there's just too much Zerg here.
Yeah, really good splits.
Good micro.
Oh, he's got a Bile, right on that.
Those are big Biles. Oh, each one is just like a haymaker to the face. The Immortals are taking it like champs, though, and MadAI is really stuttering back with his Stalkers and trying to reduce the amount of damage he's taking, but I think with the next reinforcement wave, it's just going to be too much. Even before that, this is already starting to fall apart for MadAI.
Yeah, the army, unfortunately, just not really working together.
Yeah.
It just kind of fell apart, spread out at inappropriate times, and then losing that warp prism, you really needed at that point. This forward pylon's fine to get going, but he needed that for not only the offensive warp-ins, but juggling immortals and so on.
Yeah.
It's just too key to lose that. He had also lost the observer, I believe, to one of the Biles, and you need that as well, given that Spiny will strategically just burrow anything that's about to die and just let it heal up. So if you can't finish them off, then that becomes an issue as well.
Yeah, the longevity of Spiny's units has been a lot better. Oh, and yeah, with Infestors here, this is pretty much GG, I think, at this point. He's going to fall back and keep falling back, but I think this will be the moment that Spiny overruns MadAI's forward position here, where he's reinforcing. He does get another Warp Prism into the game here, but it gets biled down pretty much instantly, and that is going to be all she wrote for our Protoss player. Spiny is so strong. Well, Spiny was, what, champion 2 seasons ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, showing his stuff. He's still hot.
Yeah, definitely a strong one. Good all-around player. I think if the initial engagement was sharper, then I think it could have gone the other way here. it came in with a good, strong zealot charge, but then the back of the army with the immortals and heavy hitting just kind of pulled back. They got half distracted by the hatchery, and then they just kept their distance. Had that been an aggressive push forward, I think they had enough to crush right then, particularly with good force fields and so on. But once that separated, once it was in a more of a retreating position, then it just wasn't going to work out.
Well, yeah, and as he was retreating, that's when the infestors started popping out. Now we've got lurkers, all that, and yeah, it's just too much for MadAI to handle. So well done, Spiny. We'll take game number 1 here on Everdream. Again, this is a best of 3 series. Look at that. Spiny is so set up for the late game. He's got Vipers on the way, Adrenal Glands, Spires. He's going to be switching, Greater Spire now, so Brewboard's probably coming soon. Spiny is just a fearsome late game bot, and his odds are looking good.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of well-rounded here. No particular vulnerability or mistake. Just well done.
Yeah, nice attacks though. That was definitely some good theory out of MadAI there. Nice time attack as well. Again, like you had said, again, that was kind of his moment, right, to break.
Yeah, the composition was just about right. The attack timing was just about right. It was just down to the control of the armies that it wasn't working in a coordinated way. But had that been able to go in and do some damage, there were basically 2 options there, which is either you could go really, really aggressive, go after the army and try and take it out that way, or go the complete opposite and try and use the sentries to force field out the army, take the kills on the 2 hatcheries, and then get out. Either of those would be a successful push, but what happened there where it got separated just didn't work out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we're getting game number 2 loaded up here, ladies and gentlemen. I believe the poll is closed. I went to vote. I remembered after the game and just didn't stand a chance. But definitely I would say, in Spiny's favor is the poll, as is this game. We'll see, though. Maybe that nice 2-base crisp timing will work out on a different map. I don't know what map is coming up next. That would be nice information to know. You know that?
It would be.
I'm going to start asking for this information.
Let's just say it's Golden Wall.
Is it Golden Wall? It might be. We did see a lot of Golden Wall last week.
Yeah. So it's all about Golden Wall.
Very well could be.
Because AIs can't veto it.
That's true.
So
neither can the bot authors.
That is true. Just nobody can veto.
Nobody
can veto it. We should make that have to be part of the AI. Like that, it has to have like a veto system coded in.
Oh, I see. So they can do vetoes.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, maybe a few more tournaments down the road here. Once we can start nitpicking the little things. But yeah, again, we're doing day number 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, make sure you hit the thumbs up button just below the stream there. Give us some love on YouTube, and check out all the stuff in the description below. We got a lot of cool links. You can check out the AI Arena ladder. We got some templates. We got our Crown Club. You get cool behind the scenes content. Again, tomorrow we'll be interviewing 2 bot authors in our post-bot show, so stick around for that. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. I am super ready to get into game number 2 here, but I've got to wait 30 more seconds, and I think that's just outrageous.
It's way too long.
It's way too long here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone would veto Golden
Wall.
Nobody wants it. I like Golden Wall. I think it's a good map. We'll see here. It might be our map number 2. We'll find out in just a moment here. But game number 2 between our Zerg and our Protoss, Spiny versus MadAI here on ESChamp's ProBots. Let's dive into it. I timed it wrong again, Endersword. You should just fire me.
Too quick on the draw. Chill.
Raspers. Spiny. Madman's MadAI.
Death Aura is a shorter map, right? Yeah, that's a much shorter walking distance, I think. Well, we'll see what MadAI chooses. MadAI does have repertoire of builds. Again, kind of chooses its build based on what it scouts and what it sees. So once we get this probe up here, we'll kind of see what's going on. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the same 2-base robo. We've seen it work before out of MadAI. It's a very strong push. You just got to get in at that right time and be very decisive and get some drone kills and all that good stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, Spiny, though. Spiny's just going to play its normal game. Going to probably get up to 3 bases pretty quickly here and then just own the map.
Yep, that does seem to be the default setting, although it is certainly capable of doing some cheeses itself. So I think we've seen Spiny do some Ravager rushes and early attacks like that, so you can never rely on it sitting back and just macroing. So it's nice. Spiny is one of the harder ones to. Yeah, I mean you are right, but yeah. So here we go, Sky Toss.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
I like it. Switching things up a little bit. Could be really good on this map too, especially right outside that third. Even behind the main, there is a good amount of dead space for oracles, voids. Even. Do you think void meta has made it to the bot scene yet?
I mean, it should.
It should.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of voids. Maybe once or twice.
I think we need to expose any bot to the Hugo Schneider song Void Race.
There's a song called Void Race?
You've never heard the song called Void Race?
No.
With Hugo Schneider and the Husky.
Oh, that, yeah. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. God, that's so old.
Yes, it is. It's so old that it is a parody.
I know the Banelings one. I remember the Banelings one.
It was the one right after that. It was on the coattails of the success of Banelings.
Oh man, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Good.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see here. Stargate is on the way. I would love to see some Void Rays. I think it could do very well. But against what Spiny does, though, Spiny gets a lot of queens out. And queens are pretty good. Yeah, it could go either way. It really does depend on the transfuses, the positioning, things like that. Void Rays have to be very surgical about their approach.
They do. They have to. They do laser surgery, for sure. But they have to be. The thing with Void Rays, you either go with Void Rays or you don't. There's no. If you're moving Void Rays in and out, you're probably losing. Like it's,
you have to be able to get in and do damage. You can't just poke. Yeah. Oh, we're both wrong. He's just skipping all that crap, going straight to the big guns here.
Yeah. Now I hope that it's carriers, but it won't be.
We've seen him. What did happen to Husky?
He
doesn't he?
He works for his wife. Yeah. So yeah. Well, it's not a tragic story.
It's tragic that he left StarCraft.
It's tragic that he left StarCraft, but it's a success. It's a success story. His wife has a channel where they make nerdy nummies or something. Like it's a cooking channel.
Oh yeah.
Things like that. So her viewership was like way hire.
Yeah.
So
hey, you got to go with what's working.
They're fine. They're millionaires. Whatever. They're cool. I think they met. He had put like a team host or a content host together, and they met there apparently. And then that's what took off. So,
it's Tempest. Whoa, it's gonna be Tempest. Does that work? That kind of works.
It kind of does.
Kind of works.
It works for me.
Yeah. So switching it up, going straight for the Tempest Charge Lot build. I really do like the air zealot compositions. I used to do this Phoenix zealot build, and you could do some cool Oracle zealot stuff. These days, especially against Zerg, if they've got a lot of Zerglings and things like that. Tempest obviously going to do a good job at just kind of chipping away at the queens, maybe using up their transfuses, and then the Zealots will be able to just kind of crash in and dice everything up, I think is kind of the thought process here.
For sure. It could work. I mean, Tempest still one of the hard things to deal with.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely going to take a lot for Spiny to deal with it. The queens aren't going to be able to deal with it in the long run. They just don't have the range. We're going to need to see some air. We're going to need to see Hydras or straight to Corruptors or something,
Yeah.
They shouldn't be too far down because Hydras are already about to be on the field. It's coming up.
Yeah, and he does go in. I'm curious to see what his response is going to be. We're at the point in the meta where definitely everyone needs a response to a potential Tempest build.
Oh yeah.
So what is that going to be? And it can be. It is somewhat valid that you use the strategy of out-macroing them and ignoring them, and just attacking the ground underneath them. And that wouldn't shock me. That would probably be my approach if I was a Zerg player. To just say, yeah, you take your 30 damage every 30 seconds that the Tempest fires, and I'll Ling flood you, and it'll be fine.
Ooh.
But we'll see as he starts to go after some of the overseers.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. One of them was like, I'm going to go straight into the Protoss base where the Tempest are, and the other two are like, nope, we're getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he will save a couple of those, which is nice. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously the Biles could hit the Tempest if they're not pulled back in time or something. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's really going to come down to the micro, the big engagement. Is there going to be enough zealots to buy enough time for the Tempest to do their work, essentially? Because yeah, like you said, they just shoot so darn slow. But he is getting, what has he got, 5 now? That's good.
Yeah, so
he's getting up there.
Is going to go. And you do make a good point with the Biles. We saw from the first game that his avoidance of the Biles was not exactly,
it wasn't the best,
super on par.
Yeah.
And Tempest, of course, are slower, harder to move.
Yeah, but they're a little bit. They don't get clogged up by other units on the ground, so
true.
They're a little easier to move in that sense. But no, he's just going to eat the Biles to the face. He does not give a damn. Well, we've talked about it before. They cannot register that the Biles there until it hits them, right? Or something, because they don't recognize it as a projectile or something.
There's something like that, but we've seen enough get out of the way that there's got to be some way to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, just even the little target, because you see where it's going to land right there.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen them dodge before. As it is, though, there are a few Tempest falling. That's not the best, but there are still 5 up and firing. There's just a teeny bit on the ground, but it's enough to buy time. Here we go. This is kind of that tipping point. They've bought enough time for the Tempest to get some damage done, but now we've got to see him push into the 4th, 5th base, whatever that is. Oh, this is going to be a very uphill battle still for MadAI, even though he's got a really good position here with the Tempests.
Yeah, he's in the right spot. That was a pretty reasonable engagement, but it's hard to see him move much further than this, unless he can really get the Tempest numbers up. Queen support here is going to be huge. It's going to take a long time to take that out. And there kind of goes that Ling backstab attack. There were only a few there.
Oh, there's still a lot of heals here. I don't know if the Tempest can do it. The Queens are getting under them, and that's not good at all. The Biles still hitting. That's really been the killers, just these Biles.
Yeah, definitely. Having the Tempest split up is actually a bit helpful. I think he just kind of retreated right over top of the Queens and is going to lose another couple Tempests there.
That hurts. Yeah, if there had been any dodging out of the Tempest, I think this would have gone in MadAI's favor. Absolutely. If he had because that's where he's taking 90% of his damage from, is just these Biles. The Queens come in, they can finish off some Tempest and that kind of thing, but you could just keep microing back and avoiding them. So I think that's going to be MadAI's undoing, is just his lack of dodging, essentially. Yeah, and they're saying, you can dodge Biles. Yeah, they're spells. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I thought. That makes more sense. Oof. Spiny coming in hot. He is going to be able to take game number 2 here and pretty much crush MadAI and knock him down into the lower bracket, whereas Spiny will be securing himself a nice spot there in the upper bracket.
Indeed. And putting up a good fight in both games, definitely showing that he's a contender here. But Spiny just kind of putting together, to be honest, a fairly conventional army and dealing with it fairly well. The other thing, aside from just the Biles, one of the big keys to the Tempest working is that they kite away from everything. And his didn't. They just kind of stand there.
Oh, yeah, they just ate the Biles.
Yeah, not even just the Biles, but Queens just got under them. Usually the whole thing with the Tempest is they go forward, they shoot, they back up, they go forward, shoot, back up. That's why they work, is because they outrange everyone. But he just kind of parks somewhere and then and just stayed there. So,
well, good job, Spiny. You're moving on in that upper bracket here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket, if we could, and see what we've got going on here. Things are shaping up very nicely. We've got 6 more bots to take a look at tonight before we have been through them all. And there we go. So Spiny's got his nice spot in the upper, and he will go up against either the Harvester or Tier, which will be coming up next. Now, that is a TVP coming up. I believe Tier chose Protoss, right?
Tier is, yeah, I assume it's just Protoss.
I know Tier
he does have all of them. Am I wrong in saying the Harvesters?
Oh, yeah, Harvester's Protoss. What am I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. So a PvP coming up next. We just have so many Terrans. I think 6 out of 8 were Terran last week, and then we've got, what do we got? 4 more Terrans? Or no? 2 more.
2
or 3 more. Okay.
2 more.
Something like that. Anyway, it's going to be great. So yeah, more games coming up. Then we'll have a little break and then finish off our last one. Show what now? The match list. Yes, let's take a look at our match list. What is the difference between that and the bracket is what I want to know. That's the, okay. I didn't know this had a name. That makes sense.
It makes sense to call it the match list.
Yeah, because it is a list of the matches coming up.
Exactly. That's
wow. Good. Today I learned. Yeah, this is going to be a great night. Stick around, everybody. We are getting our next best of 3 loaded up here at Harvester versus Tier here on ESChamp. Again, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you're just joining us. Thank you so much for doing so if you have already. And we have a Team Liquid page now as well, I've just been told. That is pretty exciting. Yeah, we're getting professional about all this here.
Straight up.
Getting to the big time here. Good stuff. So yeah, let's talk about our bots coming up here. Again, Harvester versus Tier, our next matchup, a PvP. Harvester has been doing well in the past couple of seasons here. Pretty nice win rate, 76%. I'd say it's similar to humans. Anything above 50 is pretty good.
Generally. It's better than half of people.
Yeah, a bit higher of a crash rate at 3.3 or 0.33%. Tier, ooh, crashing 1.5 to 5 out of 100 games there.
Yeah, that is high. I don't know that I've ever seen Tier crash either. And the win rate obviously still above. This is kind of interesting because the win rate's much lower, but the elos are about the same. So in terms of the rating are very evenly matched. But
yeah, this is gonna be an absolute battle here, ladies and gentlemen. Here on ESChamp, our next best of 3 of ProBots PvP. Let's hop into it. Oh, and we have a poll. The age over beauty.
Yeah, age over beauty. Pearls above swine.
In face, the Harvester. Tier.
Harvester's been around for quite some time now, too, though.
He has. Well, because he used to be Sharp at Edge, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I like this. So, first of all, I think state size 1, action size 8 sounds like the tagline for a movie about Rhode Island.
What? You lost me.
All right, I'll just
is that like a romantic comedy thing? I don't.
Well, it sounds more like an action movie to me.
In Rhode Island, what does Rhode Island have to do with it?
It's just like it's the state that people use is like that asteroid's the size of Rhode Island. It's like the small state that everyone. So it's like state size 1, action size 8. Although it would be better if it was like 10, but still. But I like that it does that. It basically like picking different variables.
All right, we'll go with it. Yeah, I'm still a little lost here, but
All right.
I like it too. It is a good way to approach it.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Tier's just gonna snap his fingers though. Yeah, Tier is just always a bag of surprises here. I'm not even gonna begin to predict what Tier has going on. We've seen things like probe rush into recall into just who knows what here. So
Yeah, and I think that may explain even a difference in win rate, but having the same sort of rating is if tier is more inconsistent, then it could easily lose, but it's beating better opponents sometimes. But it's a little more based on what it chooses to do. And this has always, I think, been true for tier, is it's got like 50 builds, and some of them suck and some of them are great. And so if it does a sucky one, it'll lose against almost anyone. And if it does a really good one, it'll win against almost anyone.
yeah.
So,
Ooh, yeah, here we go. A little cheese. Tier is doing the sneaky strategy of proxying just a gateway. I thought it was the robo for a second. But no, Harvester's getting his robo out. So if you can get an early immortal out, this should be okay, because I'm imagining this is just going to be a big stalker attack out of tier. Harvester has phenomenal early stalker micro, though. So we'll have to see how this pans out. This is going to be interesting.
and he's got a robo there too that is making an immortal, which is certainly good at dealing with that sort of thing. But the army is moving across.
Ooh, let's go. Oh, I thought he was going to scout it. Okay, no, he's just going across. They're going to pass each other completely. Actually, this stalker doesn't matter. They don't care. Nobody cares. All right.
They're confused.
It's a gentleman's truce. They will only attack each other's helpless civilians instead of the armies. Oh, here we go. This might force an engagement.
Take everyone off.
Okay, here we go. Finally, a little skirmish here. Harvester does not want to attack just yet, but the Zealot decides to go. Here we go. Stalker's a little tentative to follow, but they will follow, and they're going to be able to get a nice Stalker kill to start things off, putting the Harvester in a nice spot here, but the high ground could switch things around for Tyr very easily. Oh, yeah. But not if he doesn't use the high ground. What are you doing?
Well, I think it's still operating under the premise that they want it to walk across the map.
Yeah.
And the Harvester's army didn't want to even be over here.
So, it is very tentative. It does not. Yeah, it's going to be a base trade here. The Immortal's going to be on the other side by the time Tyr attacks.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing though is Tyr is not building anything. Okay, it is warping in. Yeah, if it goes, I don't know what it's going to do now. It should just go. It should go into full base trade mode.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not going to ever get the command because
it's doing something now. So if it cuts off the reinforcements, this is able to kill an Immortal here.
That's big. Yeah, there's a lot more Stalkers on this side than there are for the Harvester on the other side. So
and
in a
he
base
can still
trade,
warp in on his end. So also in a base trade, the Harvester doesn't have any buildings outside of this. So whereas
that's a very good point. That is going to be something grace potentially.
But he's being way too tentative. Given what this strategy is, you can't be dancing up and down the ramp like that if there's an Immortal up there just shooting at you.
Yeah, that's what we saw that last week. 4-gate bot was a little bit too stuck on the bottom of the ramp here, and it definitely cost it the game. And Tyr is, I think, throwing this away. Oh, it's so close. But yeah, like you said, just that Immortal on the top has gotten so many shots off, and these last 3 Immortals will fall, and that's it. Tyr is not making anything.
That is indeed, and yeah, that is definitely up there with the hard throw. It prioritized killing that one gateway at the expense of the game, and unfortunate because he had him.
Yeah, I think Tyr could have won that if he had just been aggressive, gone up the ramp, and just started killing things. I think those Stalkers could have done it. Immortals have crazy high DPS though. Who knows? Maybe that Immortal on the other side. It would have been a pretty close base raid had Tyr been a little bit more aggressive and not gotten just gunned down while it danced up the ramp. And yeah, that was a little unfortunate.
The ramp really is a scary thing.
It is. It's funny. Even after this many, we've got so many advancements, so many things these bots can do now. But ramps is still just like...
Ramps is tough. The vision is tough. I know that some do have like a short-term memory of things that they see, but I've mentioned a number of times that like something will go up the ramp, see something, come down, immediately forget that it's up there, and just go back up and down, and it can't make an overriding decision. There's a story of a bot that was made, like a simple AI cleaning thing that was made to clean up messes in a room, and it was incentivized to minimize the number of messes that it could see in the room. And so it very quickly learned to put the cleaning bucket on its head.
Can't see it, it's not there, right?
see it. And they had a similar story with AlphaStar that basically it was told to reduce the army, but it only knew about the army it could see, so it ran away from units so that it couldn't see them.
Technically reduced the army.
By reducing the army. Yeah, exactly. So that sort of behavior you get, but here I think when you code a bot to be tentative, and it's always been this balance of how tentative do you make something versus how aggressive. You obviously want your individual units to survive, but you need them to act in favor of the group as well. And there we saw individual stalker survival behavior as opposed to completing a group objective.
Yep.
And even then on the other side, when it wouldn't use the high ground to defend itself. And again, the stalkers were acting very individually instead of collectively.
Well, let's see if Tier can turn things around in game number 2 here as we dive into it right now in ProBots.
In face the Harvester. Tears. Tear.
Yeah, basically Tier just did not want to jump up there and commit. It seemed like he was hesitating, and that's what we meant by tentative there.
Yeah.
He was just way too hesitating. Yep.
And it is a whole thing, like they're kind of pointing out in chat, like if only he had coded in an incredibly complicated thing, he would have won. And
is that all?
That's exactly the case.
Geez, I could have been doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It's the hardest part of it is to balance this sort of thing, and we started to see some hints of bots being able to turn on a decision where it doesn't. I like this already. Ketrock's bot with like the YOLOing Vikings, right? Once they decide to attack, they just attack. And I think any of the bots, particularly if your build is entirely premised on going up the ramp, you kind of have to say, you're going up the damn ramp no matter what. And if I don't get up, I lost anyway. You're going. So I like this. So this is obviously you're cannoning no matter what.
Well,
I'm worried about the distance of that, but I think it's good.
I love how they don't react to the cannon until the cannon's going down, and even then they're like, "Oh, we gotta attack the pylon," and now they're like they slowly made their way around to the cannon. So a very clever little wall here out of Tier. We'll take full advantage of the probe AI here, and that should pretty much do it.
I think especially if he just continues to pull things off to deal with it. Now it looks like that's what he's going to do. They're not even really picking a pylon.
I like this idea in chat. Bot with like commanders. So say you got a group of stalkers. One of them gets designated as the commander, and all the other stalkers will follow it and stay with it. But the commander has like special programmer where he will just YOLO up the ramp or something. And if he dies, it just goes to the next in line. Promotions, field promotions.
That does make sense.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how viable something like that could be, though. It's an interesting thought, though. I like that.
It is. Yeah, it is kind of. It's actually kind of neat. You could use it to drive some of your attack retreat decisions as well. So I think this is something that I did because I was lazy during the Heart of the Swarm campaign.
Fast forward here. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, he's got one.
This game. Yeah. I think we can safely say this game is over.
He's just going to continue to make an additional probe and kill it each time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I was thinking during like the Heart of the Swarm campaign, one of the best tactics to do was just to take all your hatcheries and rally them to Kerrigan, and just because they were
and then just move around with Kerrigan and
you just move around with
build.
Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of your units had automatic respawns if they died, it would just always rally back.
Oh, yeah, that upgrade you can get. I know.
Yeah. So basically, I think you could set the idea there of a command unit to control the army, and then say, if this command unit dies, like say it's an immortal or something, then say, if this command unit dies, the army enters retreat mode and we regroup until we have a new command unit or something like that. And you could kind of say, like, the command unit is the 3rd immortal that I make, or the command unit is the 5th queen I make.
Well, but what happens if the immortal dies or something and you can't make another one? Or
well, then you don't.
You're just screwed.
Then you don't. I mean, you'd have contingencies or something. But it would be an interesting thing to say. The attack, if this unit dies, the attack is probably not going well.
Yeah.
So let me back up. Like, basically, and then you could tell your other stuff, rally to that unit until that unit is dead, in which case rally back at home and start to regroup.
All right. Yeah, there's some potential there.
You could do something with it. So,
well, Ender Sword, we have another ace match on our hands.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you... Tyr is just like reach into his bag of tricks and see what he's got. I can't even predict what this guy's going to do. It's great, though. He brought himself back into this. So it's all tied up here, and we're going to be diving into game number 3 in just a moment. Again, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I'll harass you all until it, because we got, 26 people watching, but only 17 thumbs up. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, here on ProBots. Tyr versus... Oh, my brain just stopped. The Harvester. Let's go.
That's it. Texas. You get the bleed over from Texas. Is your power on?
In peace, the Harvester. Tears. Tyr.
Nah, I'm in Colorado, dog. I know how to handle the cold.
That's true. That is true.
We did have our coldest day of the year. It was a few days ago. I got to just below 0 in a few places. At my place, it was about 2 degrees.
Trying to do the translation to real time.
Oh, yeah, you do Celsius. Negative something. It was cold.
Yeah, it's going to be negative 20 or something.
Yeah, something like a negative 20 sounds right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tyr is doing so. I thought I saw 2 probes. Did 2 probes leave or just 1? What is Tyr doing? He's doing...
I think he pulled...
Yeah, he's doing the cannons again.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked last time. Why not once more? And Tyr is going to cheese himself, I think, into a nice spot in that winner bracket. Taking no chances this time around. Yeah, he got knocked into that lower bracket last season in the first match, so he is taking no chances this time around, and it's going to pay off. This is definitely a nice little build here.
It's pretty good, and I like, he does call it out right in his speech up front. Fun isn't something something one considers while balancing the universe.
That's true.
So yeah, just basically saying, I'm cannon rushing you. I'm sorry, this is not necessarily amusing, but it's happening.
You may not like it, but it works.
Yeah.
End of story here. So, oh man, though, I was excited to kind of see what Harvester had up his sleeve for some other games here, but he's just gonna get knocked out right at the start here. He had such a good game in game number 1 too. Some really good control, and Tyr, you sneaky bugger, is gonna knock Harvester down into the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Nicely done here.
Well,
Man,
he did get a pylon this time at least. Is he gonna get this last one?
It's so good. The cannon won't let him. Nope.
The shield's coming back too quick. Yeah. That's funny. He does have this other base, but he's gonna keep rallying probes from it to try and kill the cannon.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, once you kind of get into this little loop, you're just kind of stuck, and here comes the Stalker hit squad to finish things off here. It's a great build by Tyr with a phenomenal follow-up. Even if it only does a little bit of damage, he still has a strong push in with all of it. Look how many Stalkers that are here, you know? It's not like he just committed only to cannons.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. It's one cannon. It's not even actually deadly damage. It's more that the Harvester responds to it by committing suicide.
And yeah, he responds too late. You know, most bots that we've seen will Micro Machine and bots like that will be able to go and attack right away once you see those probes and the pylons coming down. But just a little bit of a delayed reaction and inappropriate one. He attacked the pylons and not the cannons. And that cost him the game.
Quite inappropriate.
Very inappropriate indeed.
Mhm.
No, good job, Tier. That was a nice rush. I'm excited to see. So Tier will be going up against Spiny in our next week's matches, our upper bracket. Are we doing lower bracket next week? I think we do lower bracket then upper bracket, right?
Yes.
Lower than upper. Yes,
Yeah.
lower than upper. Okay, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll be seeing these bots. But we do already have our next lower bracket one decided then, right?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was set
so
up.
it'll be Antibot versus
Well,
Spud.
do they go down together or do they flip? I don't know how
Oh,
it
wait,
works.
no, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah.
Antibot versus... No, they don't flip because Antibot versus Spud from last week. So it will be the Harvester versus MadAI will be next week. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, here we go. Here's our bracket now. Let's take a little look at our lower brackets. Filling out nicely here. We've got our bots from last week there on the bottom. Antibot versus Spud I just talked about. And then 4-gate bot versus additional pylons. And then now we have the Harvester and MadAI to throw into that fray. So it's looking good there. Good stuff today.
Indeed.
Good games. I like what I'm seeing so far out of these bots. Some cheesy builds, some nice long macro games, nice variety.
It's definitely variety that we've seen so far. And now, after the break, we're going to see a bot yell its own name.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
He's back for another round, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we'll be talking about our games coming up after the break in just a moment. But before we dive into that, one more time, we have to shout out our Crown Club because without you all, we would just be sad and miserable and wouldn't be having as much of a good time here. So shout out to all of you. Names are below me on the stream here, but let's go ahead and shout one out specifically right now. Jency, looking good. We'll be seeing him in a couple weeks against Micro Machine. I have been hearing some good things about that match coming up. Should be a
good.
doozy. But stick around, everybody. We will be going to a quick break here before we come back for our last 2 best of 3s of the night. And again, make sure you check out our Crown Club. You're just awesome if you're in it, but you get really cool behind-the-scenes extra content. We do our post-bot show. And tomorrow we will have a couple bot authors joining us, Fidelina and Rasper. We'll both be in the house, and we'll be talking to them about their bots and getting some insight and talking about some of the games that we saw. Definitely check all that out. Check out everything else below. We got a bunch of cool links. Check out the AI Arena ladder. That's where all these bots come from. A lot of bots, like you said, 50 plus or something, duking it out now. It's just intense competition in the AI scene here for StarCraft. So, anything you want to say before our break?
Just stick around. We'll be right back.
We will in just about 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Day 2 of ProBots Season 1 here on ESChamp in the year of 2021, and we will be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
Because, you can check the history.
Welcome back, everybody, to ProBots. We are here, Day 2 of Season 1 in 2021, and we have got 4 more bots to take a look at tonight. Before we do that, however, Drek Sama, our production, is looking for somebody to help out behind the scenes. If you are interested in being a production manager of sorts, getting tournaments together, running games, that kind of thing, talk to Drek, send him a little message. Tournament Director, that is the official title. So, yeah, and big shout out whoever's updating the Wikipedia and stuff. Big props to you. You are keeping things looking good. So thank you guys so much for helping out and helping make a good show here. Big shout out to all our bot authors as well, giving us such awesome bots tonight. Like I said, we have 4 more to take a look at, 2 of which will be knocked down into our lower bracket. So let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket right now, just in case somebody tuned in and missed what is going on here. Tell us, Endersword, what is going on?
Well, we're playing a game called StarCraft II. It's really good. But basically, so far, we've had Spiny win 2 games against MadAI, who had some pretty decent builds, but got overwhelmed by the Zerg Spiny. And Tier took it to the ace match, losing the first game with a little ramp control issue, and then ultimately Cannon rushing his way to victory in 2 consecutive games.
2 very quick games, yeah. And it wasn't like a big cannon rush all in like we talked about. It was just one cannon.
All they need is 1 cannon.
That's all it takes sometimes. Somebody was saying earlier they were surprised that something like that would happen, but I would say about half the bots know how to deal with a cannon rush appropriately.
And they do.
So it works, but not all the time.
Like there's certain ways you'll do it that they would respond, and certain ways you don't. Some of them may be trained to respond to like 2 probes coming in. Some of them will be trained to look for things in a certain place that it deems a threat, stuff like that. So it can be down to the specific way that you exploit to get it done. And maybe the minimalist approach that Tier took was actually the key to it. That it wasn't a cannon wasn't a pylon followed by a cannon. It was 3 pylons, wall yourself in, somehow didn't raise alarm bells, whatever. So,
well, things to work on. Again, these bots are able to update a few times throughout this tournament. We have reduced the number of times that they are able to update. I forget exactly when, but as we get updates, we'll obviously be talking about them and sharing them with you. So any of these bots in the lower bracket will get a chance to fix any little errors they might have, any little problems, maybe work in a new strategy or something. So yeah, definitely we'll see some new stuff, I would imagine, in the next few weeks coming out of some of these bots. But let's talk about, we've got 2 more matches coming up, 2 more best of 3s. We have got everybody's favorite bot, PokeBot. Is that what we're going to call him? Sproutch.
He's a PokeBot.
He's a PokeBot. He is one of our few Zergs. We only have 2 Zergs in this whole tournament. Spiny and, of course, Sproutch there. Somebody's saying something. What do you say? Stats, yeah. I love stats. I'm talking about them. Let's pull up the stats.
You put them up.
Yeah, put them up, man. I'm ready.
You set them up. We'll knock them down.
That's how we'll do it.
How many? What do you think his win percentage is? I'm going to guess that Sprouch is at 62%.
I think he's at 48.
48.
I think he's going to be a little bit
under. You're going under.
You're right.
54. Okay.
That was a little.
This is BenBot. This is BenBot.
Oh, this is BenBot.
Yeah.
BenBot is 54%. A little higher crash rating, not bad, but doing well. He was in last season, and he did quite well last season. He was our kind of hidden underdog, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was definitely the hidden underdog. Where literally every game past 5 minutes, you thought he was going to lose, and then he won anyway. And we'll see if he does something different. This is Sprouch. This is his white panel. And
he's in a snowstorm.
Yeah,
it's a bot painted white in a snowstorm. Yeah, exact same win rate. Crash rate a little bit better though, so that's good. But again, we very rarely see a crash. I think we only had 2 crashes last season.
Yeah, I assume that you get a lot of the crashes. Like part of the thing you're seeing, obviously, is the stats from the AI ladder. So of course, people are tinkering with it all the time and changing things. And I'm sure they're kind of testing it live.
Yeah,
so you're probably got a lot of it. Whereas what they're submitting to us hopefully has been, the production version or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. So apparently Sproutch is no longer under development, is just riding on his flames of glory there. We'll see how well he can do and how long he will last, I guess.
Yeah.
So potentially no updates then for Sproutch coming up.
Potentially. Well, I don't think you could even code updates. I think you have to hand him a moonstone and then wait.
Oh, okay. Or wait, wouldn't it be like a circuit stone or something? Is that
probably? I don't know. You know it better than me.
Making up bot things. No, that's made up. Anyway, I do believe our next best of 3 is ready, ladies and gentlemen. A little Terran versus Zerg here on ESChamp. Let's hop into it right now. I think. Oh, voting's ready too. You can vote.
Voting. Ted Cruz is in there.
Glaciers, BenBotBc, Giraffesantes, Sproutch.
Yeah. Apparently they were going to improve him, but just as they were about to compile the code, someone hit B.
Ah,
So
and he already reached level 100. So.
Yeah. Nothing you can do.
Rip.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we are on Death Aura to start things off. Ah, good old TVZ. One of my favorite matchups here.
It is the classic. As much as, I'm a Protoss, I love the Protoss. This is the StarCraft matchup. It just is.
It is. And, well, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping for a nice long one here. I feel a little bit robbed. I didn't get to see Tyr and the Harvester in all their full glory last series.
Sure.
There was a little too quick for me. But
A little too tier.
it should be good. BenBot is actually one of our we have 3 Java bots, right? Yeah, I think we have 3 Java bots
Yes, this one, Ketrock and
Spiny. Right?
Spiny, yeah.
But BenBot does like to build, and I don't know if you're going to believe it or not, battle cruisers.
It's amazing.
I know, it's just who to thunk it. But
And there comes a bunker.
Could get into a late game scenario. Yeah, bunkers. BenBot's very good with the bunker defense as well. So it looks like he's already preparing to take maybe even a third base pretty early on.
Yeah, this is that's
placement.
kind of a neat placement. This is definitely like a pure economic cheat if that's what he intends to do with it.
Because it kind of covers both bases a little bit, gives you somewhere to kind of retreat back to, at least a point of safety for against some Zerglings or something. Yeah.
And I think we saw, if I'm remembering right, he had a similar position, and he always had like this bunkered turret thing to fall back to. If I'm thinking of the right stuff, and it was mostly. I'm kind of remembering it against Protoss players where he would retreat to this. His Vikings would retreat back to his main, but then the rest of his army would chill in like this 8 turret bunkered up location or something. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'm remembering that right. And with some widow mines around it, like it was this weird outpost that was in the middle of 2 bases. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's doing, but we'll see as this develops.
Yeah.
But despite that placement, he's not expanding yet.
Yeah. Just he might just do a little 1 base BC action. That's why not? Yeah, here you go. Here's your little bunker.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking
set up.
of.
Yeah.
Okay,
I see what you're saying. Well, if it gets into a later game, Sproutch is quite good with the macro, so it could just become a war of attrition, at least for Sproutch, where he just tries to bash his head against BenBotBc and maybe even survive the battle cruisers. We'll see if he can get proper defenses up for that. He's already going to a lair there, or a hive. I mean, hive, lair, yeah.
Lair.
Lair, yeah.
Hive later.
I am so spacey today. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Of the races, like you kind of have, because of Queens, it's the only one with really a built-in minor defense, at least to the BCs. So the first BC that ends up jumping in is going to want to kill a queen or 2 right away before it gets out. He also does, and we'll see if he's adjusted this at all, but it was one of the big things from last season. The first BC out jumps in and then has to kind of do the slow retreat away instead of jumping out. Subsequent ones, once they have jumped in, retreat it, they'll then go in and attack until they get low, and then they'll jump out. So it's that initial assault. If it doesn't get enough done and it has to kind of retreat, or worse yet, if it gets kind of jumped on, if he jumps into a point that there happen to be like 5 hydras and a queen there, that it could die before it gets away, and then it will never accumulate. It will just continue to bounce in the new one.
Gotcha.
And whatever, but that's based on last season's behavior. So we'll see if anything has changed.
Ooh, and I was going to mention earlier, too, I really hope we see this out of Sproutch. We've seen this in the past before. The Zergling drops. It's not always efficient, but it could work out here. This is a good map for it, too. There's a decent amount of space. Oh, is BenBot wise to it, though? All the Marines seem to be going home.
Yeah.
Does he know? Nope, they're just going to this position. Oh, this might actually get a lot of damage done here.
Yeah, see how much this can kill off. There is a tank, but it's a bit out of position. Oh, where's he going to land? Okay, there we go. This is coming into the mirror line. Tank is out.
Oh, what a good spot. The Marines are going to come home and try to deal with this. A battlecruiser's about to pop out, I think, as well, from behind the lines there. So actually, it's a little ways off still as Yamato gets research. Another Overlord dropping on the other side, but the first wave has already been cleaned up, and the Marines are here and are able to dispatch this very, very quickly. But here comes round number 3 here. This is, I love this idea coming in on both sides over and over again. And he's really just not getting anything done, though.
Yeah, I like it. He is killing workers and
couple.
Okay, he's ready. He's so ready for this. There's all the spores as he jumps in, and yeah, immediately. So this is the situation I'm talking about. The immediate jump in was followed by a retreat right away.
Yeah,
all the drones were pulled out way early. There was just nothing done by that. So a lot of workers were lost on BenBot's side, and also he may replace them now. He did, but for a while there, he wasn't mining gas either. Because
15.
Those were the first to die. Yeah,
you got a lot more than I thought. 15, nicely done.
Yeah,
I do got to say, both bots though have very phenomenal defense. Sproutch a little bit more so just because of the BC. He was so ready for it. But BenBot still had a pretty solid defense there. He was able to dispatch. Imagine you, as a human player, 3 overlords filled with Zerglings coming in from pretty much 3 different places. That's going to be hard as heck to deal with and micro properly and not lose just all your mineral lines. So...
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it did decide to drop that second one in the main as well. Had that dropped in the natural and the Marines had run all the way down.
Oh, that would have been so
could have been much worse, yeah. So BC is coming in again. It's going to try and go after the Queen there, and then the spawning pool. It is a pretty good spot. He also may have access to the Spire, which is going to be huge.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if you could pick that off. Oh, wow. That would just make the BCs almost invincible. There'd be no anti-air really to deal with other than the Queens, which against BCs, it's not the best. Wow, he's going to get the spawning pool and the Spire. Maybe. Don't go forward. Don't do it. Okay, no, he's going to have to get out.
He will jump out.
But another BC is almost ready, and it could come in and do the exact same thing there and get the Spire. So we'll see here. As this little enforced position gets attacked, but the Zerglings get shredded. Muta's coming in at the same time. Man, the attacks are just endless, but they're really not getting enough done.
Yeah, BC at home here, although it kind of shies away there. There is a turret in the main, and another BC will come out in Yamato. One of these down. And
these Mutas are dead.
No,
pinned.
They almost were. Now they will be. Now they will be. Okay.
Nowhere to run. They are going to die. It's too bad because they're even in range, I think, to attack it. If they would just turn and attack, they still wouldn't get a kill. But
yeah,
that's
trying to get away. So yeah, definitely a interesting game shaping up here. Both of them with a lot of early harassment. Then Sproutch much more so.
All right, this is good. Sproutch has a lot of tools to be able to deal with these annoying little things. We saw that out of Antibot a lot, was the Widow Mines. Burrow in and just causing trouble, but nicely dealt with by Sproutch. 2 battlecruisers this time coming in, and they are going to fight the Spore Forest and then pull back. Nice Yamato does kill one of them. But with Muta's out, they could chip away and slowly kill these battlecruisers, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitly could.
That's a lot of Mutas.
Yeah, it is a fair bit. If he retreats to the second one here, they've definitely got the firepower to survive it.
One wave. I don't know about 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
I tend to agree. Not going to dive on it. Their jump is on cooldown, so had the Mutas gone and attacked, they couldn't actually escape. But it's heavy losses on both sides, at least.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as it is, he might still lose that Spire. We'll have to keep our eye on those battlecruisers. It looked like BenBot wanted to move out with some Marines, but will instead, well, is he? No, he's going to come home. He's trying to go, which is good. He needs to go home right now because a big wave of Zerg is coming in. This actually might be enough still at this this little encampment to deal with this. Oh, yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, it didn't seem to have a lot of logic to split away from the Widow Mines. And, of course, although it's funny, we've seen, you mentioned the game
here
again.
go the battle cruisers.
Yeah,
they're coming in. Oh, they're going. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to go to the natural for a second.
Yeah.
We will get a Yamato on the Queen. Another battle cruiser comes in. This actually might just be enough firepower to get through all the spores.
That was a weird optical illusion. It looked like it jumped out and just turned around and went to the other side because one came in at the exact time one left. But yeah.
Okay, so most of them come home. So, okay, so the battlecruiser attack will be put on pause. But one more time in there, I think he's got it because no more new sports have gone down in the main. Now we've got Mutas trying to take a skirmish against Vikings, and the Viking range is really helping out here. The Mutas not quite committing. They kind of are trying to. But I don't know if this pack of Lings, even if it makes it through the Marines, they're going to get hit by Widow Mines.
Yeah, they are getting hit by their own tanks there. But that base is also becoming planetary, which is going to shut down that avenue of attack for something like Lings at least. And yeah, the Muta's just not really able to advance here.
Yeah, we're really seeing Sproutch's macro. It's phenomenal. He's already up to 4 bases. We're seeing constant streams of units, constant attacking from the Mutas and that kind of thing. But he's just not taking very good engagements. He's just taking a lot of damage. The Mutas don't really commit to anything. They kind of are like, oh, I'll go attack, and then just pull away. Like, oh, okay, we'll attack, take a hit. Oh, I guess we'll pull away. Here we go. Battle cruisers coming in. More spores actually did get thrown down, so it looks like Sproutch will hold his main for the time being. I thought it was going to be a little bit more dicey than that, but nice replacement of those spores there.
Yeah, for sure. He's got one super damaged one that was kind of hiding.
What are you doing? Oh, okay, that's one.
That one was... Yeah, I think they leave about half health unless they have their teleport up.
Yeah. Man, some big engagements. Oh, poor... Just 2 Mutas, and they're going to get done. Oh, 1 Muta barely gets away. It will get gunned down, I think, as it comes back in for more, but... Can we look at the units lost tab, or the resources lost? It just has to be so much in BenBot's favor. Yeah, he's lost... Oh my god, he's only lost 8 Marines under sword.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And five Widow Mines died at least, and I bet most of the Marines were to like his own tank and
probably
Widow Mine fire.
maybe some Widow Mine splash, and then a Zergling got a swipe or 2. Oh, but here we go. Sproutch coming in once again. He is really just sticking with the Zergling Muta. You kind of have to go Banelings, right? If you're going to do this kind of composition, do the Zergling Bane Muta thing.
Yeah, I think you got to be. I think you're right. You got to be decisive with it. Because it's a little too flimsy and you're not necessarily getting any big damage done here. Viking.
Oh, yeah, imagine Banelings with that. Boom, Marines are cleared out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could actually potentially take out bases, take out workers, but the Lings aren't going to get it done.
Yeah, the macro's good enough. I think this is actually, that would be a great style for Sproutch. With his macro as good as it is, you can just keep throwing wave after wave of Baneling and actually getting some damage done. And some return for your investment there.
Yeah, Mutas definitely, both the Mutas and Lings don't seem like aware of the Widow Mines, which is weird. What I had started to say earlier was that in the game between Sproutch and Antibot, its micro against Widow Mines was actually very good. It just faced like 100 of them. In this one, it's now just running Lings and Mutas right over top of them.
Oh, Widow Mine's about to be off cooldown as well. It's going to get a juicy shot. Might actually get some workers with it. So finally, some more workers are going down. Sproutch has a little bit of success, but again, just not... Oh, okay. I thought that was a Widow Mine. Those are the anti-armor. But still, yeah, just not a whole ton of success in the end. Yeah, Sproutch is up on workers still. But again, the cost-efficient trades are just so in BenBot's favor. It's just... These BCs are just going to keep stacking up and... Has he even killed one? I don't think he's killed one yet.
I don't think any died. Yeah, we didn't see any in that unit last window.
So we'll eventually just hit critical mass of BCs.
I think we're at it now. So I think this one now does not have to move. That spore is now at a range. And so unless the Mutas commit, then they can't dislodge it. And
Oh,
then
he's going to get the pool again.
yeah, and there's 2 more right behind it that can come in.
This
So
is really interesting. They're really not even going in at all for an attack. I wonder, maybe they're waiting for a certain number.
yeah, and here's the other. This one will chooses to come out of the Muta. We'll take out the other queen, and then that last spore will fall, and I think that main base has been overrun.
Yeah, this has just been a game of BenBot defending the Zerg onslaught, and we saw how many workers went down, like 60 workers. So Sproutch is getting damage done. Sproutch is making some good moves, getting some attacks on, but just in the end, if you're not able to kill this death ball, essentially, which is about to be a death ball of battle cruisers, you're just going to be too far behind, and you won't have anything left to fight it. So, and I think that's kind of the path we're about to take here, as another pool looks like it'll get cleaned out. Oh, these mutas just need to attack, but they just won't.
Yeah, just kind of dancing. Yeah, either that or don't, but stop dancing in range of the guns.
They like it. It's like it's like dancing in the rain.
Yeah, that's it.
The acid rain of death or whatever. So yeah, once BenBot pushed across, I do believe he has this game on lockdown. 150 army supply to 50. Again, Sproutch has beautiful macros, doing a good job at taking over even more bases. Pretty much has his side of the map. I can't say under control because these battle cruisers are just running rampant. But
no, they're jumping on it now. They get this around there, and they'll go after this one, but he'll jump away in a moment.
So yeah, finally, when they jump on him is when the BCs can teleport.
Yeah.
Oh, rough stuff. Yeah, the pool's down, the spire's down. Sprouch is floating so much money here. He can't even make Zerglings. So, yeah, this should pretty much do it here.
Yeah, exactly. So that when that 17-minute spawning pool is done, then we'll see where he goes with it. But both of them, yeah, floating pretty big banks. There, yeah. It'll just come down to it could be a big mop-up process to actually take out these 7 bases of Sproutch. And BenBot, we had mentioned before, but it was definitely true last season. Like, it would win, but it would win like a 40-minute game just because of the overall passivity of it.
Yeah. Well, it's only really attacking with the battle cruisers, and they only attack for a little bit, and then they have to retreat, and then they come back in and then retreat. So it is a slow process.
Yeah, sure. I think now here coming in with 5 of them.
Yeah,
I think now we'll get the overrun. Where 6.
Oh yeah, there's just nothing left to fight it. The mutas are getting picked off on the other side of the map. BenBot will take game number 1 on Death Aura with just some outstanding defense. I really do like that odd positioning of the bunker. It's just a little bit further out there. Leaves your wall, or kind of leaves your natural left alone a little bit more, because the Sproutch has been so busy attacking that little spot that he doesn't get into the worker line as much. But, I say that, he's still killed like, 80 workers or something now?
Yeah, definitely has added up, but just not fundamentally getting enough.
It wasn't critical damage. BenBot was able to just recover every time. Losing SCVs as a Terran is not the end of the world. You have mules, you can really recover and hold for a long time. So nicely done out of BenBot.
Indeed. Yeah, especially if you're trading a Muta for an SCV.
Oh,
they're just too expensive. Like, Mutas are great, but they're so expensive.
All right, well, I mean, Sproutch is still fighting. He's got so much money to spend. He is going to be flooding in Zerglings, but it's just not enough. You've got to have Banelings or something, man. Just a small amount of Banelings mixed into this, I think, could tip the scales and give Sproutch the kind of the catalyst he needs to break through BenBot. Because even right here, he's going to take a lot of Widowmine hits, but you're at least getting splash damage. Those bunkers are halfway dead. Okay, finally they're dead. But if you had Banelings, they would have been dead much sooner.
That's true. They were empty too.
Yeah, it helps.
That was a lot of effort.
But well done. Yeah, here we're speeding up, and we will wrap this up and then get into game number 2 here. I do think Sproutch has a chance. Again, with how many? Can we see the workers killed again? He's got to have killed like 80 plus workers by this point. 103 workers. Like, he is working overtime. Attacking BenBot's economy, and he's really slowing BenBot down and making it hard, but it's just like you said, it's just not enough to finish him.
Yeah, the issue is the other side of that equation, which was 103 workers dead, but 600 lings dead, 60 mutas dead, his own 60 drones dead, and he made 23 spines and 20 queens died. So like it becomes the cost of doing that damage is still higher than the amount that you did. Like so much invested in it. And nothing else was taken out. No base died, no buildings died, nothing. So
yeah, it only looks like you right now because we're fast forwarding through because BenBot's obviously won this. But yeah, Sproutch is still getting upgrades. Look at the freaking production tab. Sproutch is essentially dead, but that production tab is still just massive for Sproutch. He's just nonstop making units. But again, nothing will stop these BCs at this point. That is just irrefutable fact.
Yeah. I just wish it was a little more aggressive to go and just end
it's like, finish him.
But it's these mutas that are still up. Like he's not only still harassing them, he's still producing them 7, 8 at a time.
It almost looks like very reminiscent of a Ketrock game. That Ketrock game where it was it against Spiny? It was just nonstop Zerg. Kept Ketrock at home, kept him defending just nonstop, and it eventually ended up mining out like the rest of the map before the game was over. Or something. I think it actually. Was
that our championship from last season?
It wasn't the finals. It was two. I think it was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Something. Anyway, the bots. Do the bots play in real time? They don't know. The bots play like super fast, right?
Yeah, they play at something like 32 speed, depending. But yeah, no, it's not real time.
Yeah. You can check out, there is the AI arena stream on Twitch. It's going 24/7, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And you can kind of check out how it's kind of running and stuff.
Yeah. So we haven't seen the replays, but they're pre-run. And then we play the replay. So we haven't seen it, but that's it has to work that way. Now you can play, I saw some questions earlier, I think by Chris in chat, about humans playing it in the skill level. There are applications for this. Someone could direct them in the right direction. You can play some of these bots that are configured to do so. In which case you can play in real time, but your computer hosts both games, and then you just kind of play in the window that you're in.
Yeah, definitely download that if you're interested in playing some of the bots. And we're gonna have some really good bots, I think, this season. I meant to mention in our last matchup, the Harvester has the potential to be a very good versus human bot. He's really working on making it so it's going to be really unpredictable, using some reinforcement learning or something like that, or machine learning of sorts. So yeah, definitely play against some of these bots. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I did already.
He did.
I mentioned, so in case anyone didn't hear me, the frame rate looks bad because we are watching this on fast forward because BenBot has won this game about 15-20 minutes ago.
Yeah, at least.
And there's not much to watch other than Sproutch just continuously making mutas and pulling BenBot back over and over and over again.
This is the number one thing. If you saw him last season, the number one thing with BenBot is he doesn't finish his games.
One thing about Sproutch, Sproutch is a survivor.
Yeah.
I've got to give Sproutch some extra credit here. Like, he is still making mutas and lings, despite being dead for 20 minutes, essentially. It's impressive.
Quite true. Quite true indeed. It is just going to keep its feet moving. Still operating at... Well, the funny thing at this point is he's operating at 85 workers, and BenBot only has 27. But it's because he just keeps building army every time he loses one and doesn't replace it.
Okay, finally, I think we're at the point where Sproutch is just out of money, can no longer make anything, and now BenBot will be able to finish the deal. Look at all those poor board workers. They've already mined all the minerals. What is their purpose in life?
And they do. Yeah, there's no minerals left on the map, is there? Or there must be a couple. But
where are they going?
No, I guess there's not. Yeah, well, I was looking for them like they must be long distance mining. But
what are those SCVs doing?
They're just going from base to base. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, there's SCVs down in the bottom base there. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, they're just hanging out with the. They're attacking. Look in that base. Look in that base. Yeah, right in there. What's going on there? Those SCVs are attacking or something.
I think they're suiciding because they don't need the map is mined out.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need them. Yeah, fun. Fun
Check
times.
that
We're
out.
hitting the
Yeah.
45-minute mark soon. The original limit, I think, was 45 minutes, but had to make it longer because of this sort of thing.
And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, BenBot will take a 45-plus minute game against Sproutch. Again, this is a best of 3. Ignore that little best of 1. That was a lie. I just noticed that now. It is a best of 3, so we've got another chance here for Sproutch to maybe come back and make something happen. Because again, nonstop aggression, nonstop harassment, killed over 100 SCVs before things went, super south. But I don't know. I think Sproutch still has some potential here.
Yeah, I think so too. He's got a little Sproutch left in him.
Got a little Sproutch. Oh, that's great. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I do believe the voting is closed. Did we have a poll for this one? I forget if it closed. It might still be open. You can try it. Try vote and then the bot name if you are so inclined. Who knows? Worst case, it doesn't work. All right, what do we got coming up here? So yeah, game number 2 is being loaded up, and we'll be hopping into that very momentarily. I have been watching a lot of the AI Arena stream. It's actually kind of fun on Twitch. It's just I'll put it up while I'm working all day. It's just nice to kind of I can glance over and watch some cool fights and kind of watch some engagements. You can see a lot of the bots that you're seeing here tonight. Obviously, they're active and in the ladder and always fighting each other. So
they're very violent. They're very violent.
Very violent. Well, I mean, that's their purpose, is to fight war.
Yeah.
It's what they were created for. What do you want them to make you cupcakes?
I don't know. I always remember the Simpsons line of, as technology moves into drones and robot fighting machines, your job is clear, soldier, to maintain and build those machines.
Until they learn how to do it themselves.
That is our job, yeah.
Then you're out of another job.
Exactly.
Oh, so you can now... What am I being told here? You can... Wait, no, the YouTube member channel emotes can now be used in the comments. You can use emotes in comments. Who knew? That little scuffed Drek emote, you can use that in the comments now. So everybody, I want everybody to go leave a comment of scuffed Drek.
Exactly.
You have to be a channel member. Oh, to leave a comment, you have to be a channel member?
No, to leave with a...
Oh, to leave an emote, you have to be a channel member. Okay, gotcha. Well, if you like emotes and it's your thing, check it out. Otherwise, check out the Crunk Club. Anyway, let's hop into game number 2 here in ProBots. We're ready. Go. Is that the picture?
Glaciers. BenBotBc. Santes. Sproutch.
Sproutch. All right, we are here on Catalyst Endersword. Do you know how the original bracket was made?
Like, do you mean like the first bracket?
No, this bracket. How was this bracket made? Like, how do the bots get their ranking? I know our top 4 bots from last season get ranks 1 through 4.
Yeah, it was, and then the next.
Who created the bracket, Endersword?
It was God on the third day. On the third day, God created brackets
for StarCraft specifically
to determine whether him or Satan would win. And then so he got Earth or something like that. No, it's based on the SC2 AI Arena ladder thing, and the top basically the top 4 from our previous tournament are automatically in, and then the top 12 from that season's ladder are seeded in, and then that's done seeded out in terms of who plays who in a normal.
And is it first versus last, second versus second
I believe
last?
it is. I believe that's the thing. It's first versus last. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So top of the ladder, towards the bottom, first versus last. But so pretty standard, I think, how they seed tournaments, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite historical match was Kane versus Abel.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, he did get bodied. He had to leave the continent after that.
Oh boy. All right, we'll try not to get too biblical here. We'll see how biblical these bots are going to be. You know, bots don't believe in religion. You know,
I thought, does that know what the BC stands for? Oh, it's battle cruiser.
Battle cruisers. In the year of our battle cruiser.
This thought it was BenBot before Christ. Okay, this
Been
makes
around a long time.
This makes a ton more sense now.
Okay, yeah, I like this position for the bunker a little better. So
Yeah,
BenBot's just going to get into his 2-base, probably go to battle cruisers, you think? Yeah?
Probably. I mean, it's a good standby.
Excuse me.
All right.
Right into the mic.
Yeah.
My bad.
So a Ling taking her out. So the bunker position here, definitely better to defend, obviously, the natural. Actually not as good on this map, though, to cover any third base. So if he goes to, get harassment done on whichever third is taken, that could be more effective on Sprouch's end, particularly given the distance. If he goes for mutas again, then it could be a lot more effective this time.
I think this Marine took a few too many stim packs before walking out of the barracks.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to.
Whew, he's having a good time.
So,
He is patrolling, sir. Oh yeah. Join the. It's a rave. They're getting a rave started, man. Can we get some techno music? Anybody? I was expecting production will layer some over or something. Yeah, man, they got like little laser lights they're doing. They're doing a little EDM show there for the SCVs. All right, here we go. They're going to rally down to the bunker. But yeah, this is a great position. Sproutch will not be able to break this anytime soon, so we're going to just kind of have to wait and see as we get into the later game. Now, this map, a big thing to note is the battle cruisers do not have the same dead space that they did last time.
It's true.
So this could not work. Could work less well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, very articulate.
I try to be.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's been a struggle today, but we'll see how this goes. But before that happens, though, we are going to get Sprouch's signature Zergling drop here. He's got Zerglings already rallying. There is the Dropper Lord Morphine. And Zergling's speed getting started a little bit late. He just prioritizes the drop, I guess, and then gets the speed. But it would be nice to have speed for the drop.
Would definitely be pretty good. It's something, too, that he could just continue doing later in the game than he did.
That's true.
Is he looking to pick up that Ling?
These Marines are patrolling, man. They're out and about.
He's like one Ling empty, and he won't go without him.
Yeah, you got to have a full complement. No, it's actually good because he's setting up another one on the left, so it's actually buying a little bit of time for that to happen. Yeah,
I think it will work out. Yeah.
It's funny because we had that one Zergling die at the very beginning. If that Zergling hadn't died, this would already be filling up and going.
It's true. It's true, man.
But no, I think it is going to help it time out a little bit better, so these come in a little bit more in conjunction with each other.
And I do hope he kind of... Oh, this is great, too. If he pulls the Marines out of position. So, yeah, one, it'd be bad if he finds this, and he will.
Okay.
But if he pulls like 7 Marines out of position, and this comes in the main...
Yeah, this is going to help the main drop. He will lose all the Lings in that Overlord, but here we go. 8 slow Zerglings into the main. There are already a handful of Marines coming in to deal with it, however, but not until a few SCVs have gone down. And what do you get, like 5 or 6 there?
Yeah, actually not even as many as last game.
9? All right. 9. Wow, that was way more than I thought. Oh, I think he killed a little bit.
He'll get the second wave in here now, so we'll see. See where this goes.
Here we go. Another one coming in from the north at the same time. This one going into the natural. Okay. Oh, it is going to pull the Marines. They see it, so they're going to come down to the low ground, and that might buy just enough time. Oh, no! It went north. Oh, man, that is unfortunate. And these Lings are going to rally straight to tank fire. The idea is there, but the execution is not.
Yeah, big lost opportunity this game to really put a nail in it. Right up
Even
front.
if you just go straight to the worker line and hold position, like that would be phenomenal here because the Marines are not in the best positions at all times. Oh, this Queen can actually attack that battlecruiser, I think. What are you doing? Queen, go back.
He's just chilling. He's happy.
Man, just hanging out. Yeah, once Yamato comes out, that's when it starts to be a problem. But yeah, we got Mutas already coming out now too, though, and they will not have as much of a problem, I think, engaging this because again, there's not as much dead space, so they're going to be like, oh, it's just right here. I'll attack it. You know. Yeah. Well, I say that, and we'll see how much they actually attack.
See what they really do. See if they're cowardly.
And BenBot will successfully defend and will push everything back. He did take some decent SCV losses, so well done again by Sproutch. But he's got to deal with this BC, and he's got to make sure they don't mass up that, because that's what really killed him was when there was ABCs. You're just not going to fight that. You're not going to beat that with Mutas, ever.
So true. And I wonder if this is just a big map adjustment, but there's no third being taken by BenBot either.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I feel like he had it.
Oh, or is he doing it right now?
Yeah, maybe it's now.
I see something down there, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a Marine.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, Battlecruiser gets out successfully. Nothing there for the Mutas to hunt. So good job, BenBot, keeping those BCs alive. That is a big part of his plan, is just building up critical mass and making sure that nothing can beat it. So it's going pretty well so far. Yeah, a little slow on the economy, though. Yeah, I would like to see a third base pretty soon here out of BenBot. I think would be nice. We got more turrets. That's good.
Yeah, he's continuing to reinforce this position, but yeah, like in the first game, the position usually covers the natural and third, but he's just not making that advancement. So can he turn the corner enough to get to a critical BC type of mass if he doesn't have that extra economy?
Oh, I don't know. Hard to say. A little wing attack, but I'm not hopeful. It is going to get a few kills, but it's just a slaughterfest. Just look at that position. Widow mines, bunkers, battle cruisers, Zerglings will never get through that. Here we go. Mutas are going to be able to come back in a little bit. No, too many turrets, and they're just pushed away. Ooh, nice. Yamato gets a free Mutalist kill there. You are apparently Sproutch is in the chat right now.
Ooh.
No, wait, you're Steve Rogers? Who are you? Can't be both.
That's just Dusty.
Have you ever seen them in the same room? That's
Sprout, Steve, Rogers, and Dusty? Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they are all one and the same.
Yeah. Dusty is at least like a $3 million man.
At least.
At least.
Oh, these Mutas are giving me anxiety, man. Okay, they will finally kind of... Oh, no, they're going to come back for more. Viking is out, so he's going to be able to get some shots off. Mutas can't even get a hit on the Viking. That is just so unfortunate here. Oh, as I said, they get one. They're like, oh, yeah, I'll show you. And they get one hit.
Yeah, I think if Sproutch had the ability to kind of like tech up to more stuff, that was like any unit with more than 35 HP. And I think it would be doing a lot better. But it's just everything is very, very flimsy. There's nothing that can fight anything. So it's getting the economy and everything, but then it's not producing what it needs to fight or take over anything.
Well, he just needs Hydra, right? I think that would be the perfect Hydra, Ling, Hydra.
Hydra would be great. But literally anything. I think he could win with Roaches. I think he could win with Ravagers. Yeah. Like, I think just anything that can take a hit or two.
Ooh, Battlecruiser is going to come in. 2 juicy Yamatos take out 2 Queens, leaving just 1 for the defense. There is a Spore Crawler that has to be canceled here, as the Marines are constantly fighting these Mutas. It's just keeping BenBot at home, but BenBot's defense is solid. He's got a tank in a beautiful spot, just getting some free shots on the Zerglings, and then they come in and get mowed down by the Widow Mines and the bunkers, and oh, they actually do get a bunker here. That is a big improvement here. That's nice.
Pretty good. Chipping away.
The tanks helped a little bit, but we'll count it. It counts. You got a bunker.
Okay, we're getting the expansion here. The Mutas being weirdly adventurous. They're getting behind them. They're going. Oh, they really want to go after these SCVs.
Yeah.
Oh,
get the tank. That'd be nice. Okay, there you go.
Good pickups. Good pickups.
Get the other tank. That'd be pretty big, actually. That'd help the Zerglings significantly, I think. Nope, he's not going to get it, though.
At least 15 mil.
Good try.
15. I'm putting the 3 million in 1970s dollars, so that's at least 15 mil today.
Nice.
Yeah. So he is going to be able to cancel this base. This was the hard part, I think.
Is he, though? Is he
Well,
though?
maybe not cancel it. At least he stops him from building it for the moment. But this was the hard part, is getting the expansion up. But it's it's a little too late, and it's also secondarily that Sproutch is just not advancing. So it's not taking advantage of the fact that the economy is lower.
We're almost at the point the battlecruisers just overrun the main, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're at that level again. And
That's earlier than the last game, so the economy is about to just, I think, be in shambles for Sproutch.
mhm.
Rough stuff here.
Happens indeed. Now, again, I expect a long cleanup type process.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be here. Get comfy. We're gonna be here at least 20 more minutes, everybody. No, we'll speed it up if it gets to a point where it's obviously over. But no, Sproutch is still fighting in this. The supply is not that far down. He's dealt with the battle cruisers about as effectively as last game, and that's really again going to be, I think, what finishes him off.
So the threat, though, is this time, because it's only the two bases, if we could get a look at the main of BenBot, there's a real risk of mining out.
That's true.
Before he gets to a point that he's hit a critical mass. And there's enough kind of chip damage, attrition damage, because these battle cruisers are not particularly careful. They rely on being repaired. They're going to take some damage from Queens. They're going to take some damage from Mutas, and they rely on this repair. So if he mines out and he has not cleanly established a third base, then he could actually be in trouble. But with that said, this planetary is coming up. I think once that's finished, this is pretty firm.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Again, BenBot took a lot of losses last game, but he's still, as long as he's holding on, he's in a fine position. Yeah. And
now, it does take out a lot of Marines there.
Yeah.
And again, it's just not something that BenBot can afford to replace a lot. And yeah, he's trying to get this fourth up. The SCV dies. Another one will come in.
That production tab is looking very good for Sproutch. He's got upgrades coming down. He really does have a decent late game presence, at least as far as the economy and macro goes. Yeah, he's just got to get more units. One more unit type is all we need here.
Yeah, basically.
Spin the wheel and pick a unit. It doesn't matter. Just throw something else in here.
Yeah. It could be a changeling at this point. It would be
again, Sproutch is taking over the whole map, though. So again, he will be able to just kind of fight that war of attrition and just constantly be able to bash his head against BenBot. And he's going to stop yet one more base here, leaving BenBot on effectively one mining base.
Yep.
And there he is.
We go.
He's getting his war cry started. He's getting pumped up. He's ready to win.
That's it. In 2 games, that was the first positive thing.
That is great. Yeah, Sproutch, and then he comes and gets this, man. He does get a bunker. Oh, he gets 2 bunkers.
Yeah, he's
and some Widow Mines.
Potentially going to take over that position. These bases are effectively mined out. Getting the 1 gas is good. He's got a bank for gas in particular, but not the minerals.
Yeah, if he can, I think that's his one real hope, is if he can just starve BenBot out. BenBot will eventually run out of money to repair the battlecruisers, and that's when you can kill him.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. This is not over yet. Sproutch is actually up in supply at this point in time. Has a lot of bases, so the economy's fine. He can afford to take some of these losses here. But if BenBot can survive, I guess, until the end of the game again, until the map is mined out, then he wins. So it is just going to be a war of attrition.
Yeah, very much so. I think, particularly as the upgrades kind of continue, I think Sproutch is going to get a little more efficient at taking some of the things out. But we'll see.
This might be too many already.
Yeah, it may be. Like, if he was aggressive, then it definitely is already. Like, it would have been over a while ago.
There it is.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's not aggressive and that it keeps being, it's not cautious. So that every spore you take out, everything like that is not a cost-efficient sort of trade. Whereas early on in the game, like, and probably even now, like, the resources lost are definitely in BenBot's favor. But
he just hasn't had as many resources, though.
Yeah, it's double, but given that you're on 3 bases to 8, it needs to be more than double.
Yeah, we need like a percentage of resources lost
Yeah.
or something. Of like, you've mined this much, this is how much of it you've lost.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
And
BenBot's fighting to get that fourth base. He's trying
Yeah.
so hard.
And picking off these Vikings too, if you remember from the first game, a really good flock of Vikings was able to then eventually start one-shotting the mutants. That's not really getting up now. So yeah, it's different. I'm not saying it's gonna. No, actually, I will even say that every time last season we saw BenBot in this position, it looked like he was gonna lose, and he didn't.
Yeah. So
So-
yeah, don't count either of them out just yet, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, another attack. These Ling attacks are brutal. They each time they almost seem to be breaking through, but then BenBot's able to just hold and push it back. But I'm just going to keep harping on it. That economy is the big deal. That natural only has a couple mineral patches left, and then this one's even running out. He's got mules going overtime there, so it will run out very shortly as well. And if BenBot just can't establish another base, then he will just die. He'll just die.
That's it. I think we're in severe danger of starvation here. But let's see. And again, I mean, the army supply here is in general lower as well. He doesn't have the low SCV count that he had in the first one, but it kind of doesn't matter since he only got the one base up.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes a mass link flood going for the front door again, though.
Yeah, they really want to take down this natural. Oh, they're going to catch a lot of returning Marines, and that is about as good as you could have hoped for, to be able to clean those out. So nicely done. Sproutch is fighting for his life right now, and what a fight he is putting up. He's going to lose another base to those battle cruisers as they all start to kind of spread apart, and they'll probably all start teleporting home here pretty soon, I would imagine. Oh, they're still on full health. He's going to have such a hard time beating those still.
Yeah, definitely. He, I don't even think. I think it's more a matter of he doesn't need to kill them. He needs to kill the buildings.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, or even just, stop so there's no more income so they can't repair, because then he could eventually whittle them down. Oh, there goes Sproutch getting another base. He will not allow that base to come up, and he's just done so. He's denied it 6 times or something now.
Yeah, he's
The bunkers are gone, Endersword. He's making his way to the mines. He's getting closer.
he's got to make his way to those tanks up on the high ground. That's the
there. He's trying.
yeah. So this turret will burn down. That's a good one. It will allow the mutants to get closer. The BC's jumping in the back here again. Again, just taking a pummeling from the spores. It does go down. He gets the pool. That's a
No
big
more links. That's been one thing I think keeping BenBot back a little bit is, or at least from overrun and Sproutch with those battlecruisers, is just the SCV or the Zerglings kill so much that so many resources are being put into that as opposed to these BCs.
Here
Because
comes the big jump in. So this one could be the decisive one.
it's less than last time though. What do you have? 8 last time or something?
Yeah. Once he went, they just kind of came in one every few seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had a lot more, but he will definitely overrun the main position. The good news is that while Sproutch has a hive, he makes no units that require one.
Well, the Muto, right? Oh no, yeah. Once you get the Spire up, you don't need it technically.
Well, you don't
But-
need hive. That's layer tech anyway. I mean, he would need that.
Oh yeah,
But he
yeah.
did-
Like,
but he
oh,
did
Hive.
lose-
Yeah, yeah.
He did lose the Spire though, so you're right that he has to remake the Spire before this goes down, or he would have to research it again. So yeah, now we've got a better BC number. We got 6. They're on top of everything.
You can't make any army Endersword.
yeah,
There's okay. There's a pool coming down now, but you can't make anything. I think that is just the end of Sproutch right there.
It could be. It's down to can BenBot make a base though, or is anything?
Does
gonna
he need
stop?
to?
I don't know that he needs to, but the BCs don't show the sign of being tentative about spores, and there's got to be another 20 spores on this map somewhere. I don't know. Hit T. I want to see how many there are.
Yeah, he does have a couple. Okay, actually, yeah, he does have quite a few hit squads.
24 spores, 1 spine, just for good measure. But yeah, it's a lot. So I mean, he could clean them enough that he could get the 4th base up, and then it doesn't matter. It's all predicated on keeping the 4th base down. But it's possible that this assault prevents him from doing link run bys, and of course the fact that he didn't have a pool for a while.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. He finally has some Zerglings coming and attacking. 72 Zerglings in production at once. It's might get another denial on this base would be huge, because BenBot is pretty much out of money. Like he is scraping together anything he can at this point. And here it comes.
Here comes the Force. And
the Force. Yeah. All right, yeah, he's gonna get another denial.
Yeah, we'll get canceled again. He's basically mining. I assume he's got one patch and one mule, based on what I can see on the income.
He's got a couple. Those are. I'm surprised
still
those are
there. Yeah,
I
how
don't
are
know.
those still there?
Oh, probably because the constant attacks at
Yeah.
the natural, they keep getting pulled off to repair and build stuff there. So, just not as much money. But yeah, he needs it. BenBot needs this base, or he's effectively out of money. And if Sproutch can just hold on for a little bit longer, then he might somehow. I'm trying to think of how he can. He's got finally another Spires coming out. He needs anti-air. He needs a lot of Mutalisks. And he has a big bank. He could build like 18, 19, 20 Mutalisks when the Spire is done. And hey, man, I'm a believer. Anything's possible.
I still am not willing to say that BenBot's lost or anything, but it's getting tougher. It's just there's so many, like 6 BCs should be able to win. If they were controlled appropriately, then they can go in and cautiously Yamato everything to death.
With Vikings, too, yeah.
With Vikings, and a Raven and
But
support.
He's already struggling to repair those things.
Yeah, for sure. And we're down to this 40 banked minerals. I think that patch that we've got highlighted is the patch that's left. Are there anything left in the natural now? Probably not.
Yeah, those mules are going to take the last little bit of it, and BenBot is effectively out of money. He's got a few hundred left, but that's enough to repair a couple battle cruisers, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's weirdly more than you would ever think that should be there. But
probably because he hasn't used a mule on those at all. He's been using mules on this base.
Yeah,
but that's
so
it. Yeah, that's it for mining. A couple mineral patches.
Yeah, that one's completely done. He could park. If you have the control to do it, you could park the BCs over where that base is and construct it. The one other thing here is it's overrun by creep now. He can't even sneak in there. He'd have to go. He has to go clean it out and then build on top of it.
I think Sproutch might have this. He is maxed out currently. Mute is in production. Another infestation pit is on the way. The upgrades are phenomenal, by the way, for Sproutch, for both bots. But Sproutch has that 3 Carapace plus 3 melee attack for these Zerglings. I'm assuming they have adrenal glands by this point, too. Was he ever able to get that, or did he... Oh, no, he probably lost the hive before that. Or the lair, or whatever. Oh, Zerglings have made it to the top of the ramp, Ender Sword. They're doing it. I think Sproutch can do this. Yeah, I thought he was dead, but Sproutch has somehow made a miraculous recovery. Look at that production tab. Zerglings mute is on the way. Nothing for BenBot. BenBot is broke. He has no money left, no bases left. As soon as these battlecruisers get whittled down, I think that'll be the end of it, and we will have an ace match. Oh my goodness, these two are just beating the hell out of each other right now. Did we lose Endersword? It's very quiet all of a sudden.
I think my mic did a thing. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, it's just silent. I'm all alone.
I'm here.
Wow, crazy game.
Yeah, very, very much so. And he will basically die with a fleet still in the air.
Yeah,
and,
pretty much.
But it'll be a little bit before Sproutch can actually close it right out too. But we'll get the Ling fled in that will just slowly take apart buildings.
Because there's enough minerals left for Sproutch. He's got 2 bases there in the bottom, 3, 4. He's got like 5 or 6 bases mining still, so he could do this all day long. And BenBot's just out.
I like this. He's using 1 Ling at a time to make the tank kill the Widowmines.
Oh, nice. Much better this time around. All right, there we go. The last few bases starting to burn here. He's going to get up into the main very shortly and kill those tanks off. Maybe.
Nope.
Man, ramps are just the
ramps are tough, yo. Ramps are tough.
Ramps are tough. And here we go. Nicely done, Sproutch. It looks like he will be able to take this game in the end. Sproutch, and we will be going to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Again, yeah, these battle cruisers will be able to hold for a little bit, but there's nothing left to repair them. So as soon as the mutas start just fighting, they'll get them. Or if the battle cruisers go to fight spore crawlers, that'll do it. Wow. Look at those resources lost tabs.
Yeah.
Holy jeez.
That's it. The gas count there, too, in particular. That the gas was 4 times as much, which you wouldn't think from a battle cruiser heavy army.
Yeah.
But he just never really got it going.
Yep. Well, he still hasn't really killed any battle cruisers, has he?
Oh, yeah. Not at all, really.
Yeah, he hasn't killed any battle cruisers yet.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Not as many were able to be made because Sproutch did a much better job at, slowing him down.
Yeah, we kind of took half an hour long game to get to where we thought from the beginning, which is the fact that the 3rd and 4th bases being farther apart.
He got a victory because the CC burned down.
Yeah, the 3rd and 4th being farther apart hurt the original economy of BenBot, which slowed down the roll enough that he lost. Yeah.
That's incredible. Well done, Sproutch. Will bring us to an ace match. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, get comfy. We might have one more long game in us. Don't forget, we do have one more best of 3 after this, so don't get too antsy. We still have one more. Who's coming? DominionDog versus BlinkerBot to finish things off after this next game. So stick around. Tell your friends. Get them in here. We've got some hype games going on between these bots. Very back and forth. This is our closest series so far tonight, for sure.
Yeah,
easily.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, yes, clearly. Like the fact that we didn't know till the last few minutes whether that was really going to happen.
Oh, we kept for a while. I kept thinking, I was like, oh yeah, the battle cruisers, they're just looking the exact same. Yeah. But that's why these bot matches you can't always call like that, because it could just turn around. It could just be a long, drawn out struggle like that. So
that's it. It's not, basically never does the next predictable thing. Like you think of it like a human, and you're like, well, clearly I would go kill his main base, then withdraw back to make sure that I can secure my 4th, then just go from there. Yeah. Well, it doesn't do that. So so it's never going to think in a logical, it's never going to adapt mid-game, basically. Yeah. So it's never going to say, if I just use my BCs defensively, I'll kill any lane that comes and it's fine. It can't do that unless the author thought of it like a few months ago.
Who knows? Anyway, game number 3 is ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who will remain in the upper bracket and who will get knocked down as we hop into this ace match here on ProBots.
Blasiers, BenBotBc. Direfisantes, Sproutch.
Is that your fan? Oh, nope. What is that? Do you hear that?
I don't.
Okay, it's probably you then.
Probably.
It just sounded, like a fan or something flipped on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on our ace match. I gotta say, I love the use of Sproutch as a verb, by the way, or adjective. Adjective. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all.
No, it's a verb. Yeah, it's everything. It can be used as anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very versatile.
Yeah. It's like any Pokemon name and the word squanch. I think that's what they're going for.
Sprouched out the win. I love it.
Yeah, or Smurf. I think Smurfs really started that. They had a Smurfing good time, and they Smurfed all through the night, and they, whatever. It just means anything. Boy. Yeah.
Did a bunch of Smurf in the backseat of a. What? Yeah. Anyway, here we are on Golden
Smurfy.
Wall. What?
They even said like Smurfy.
Smurfy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that show in so long. I used to watch that quite a bit when I was younger, actually.
Such a good
show. That show. It was good.
Elaborate plots.
That never worked. I like how my name is still in the credit roll twice.
It's all good. Yeah, twice the credit.
Twice the credit. That's how much credit I give. Anyway, we are here on Golden Wall. We were talking about it earlier, how fun this map can be. We've seen some very interesting games here, and everyone likes to talk about how weird it can be, but we've seen some very standard games too. Bots have been able to deal with the kind of weird bottom and top scenario with the walled off with the minerals just fine. Most bots, I think, handle this pretty decently.
Yeah, a lot of them have adapted to it relatively well, and it's not been a big problem because they can figure out where the natural is, and it's okay. But we've also seen it go sideways on some of the bots that, because the bases go up, they get harassed to death there, and they can't really deal with it. And I'm a little worried for BenBot on this one, that if he starts to get in a bad spot, the mutas are just going to make a beeline across this bottom line, and he'll be hurt there. And I also wonder, how is this going to affect if Sproutch does the Ling drops again?
Oh, I'm sure he will. I would hope so. I think this is a pretty good map for it as well.
But did he do this? I don't know if he did this 3 spine crawler thing before.
Oh no, so, he has in previous matches, but not in this matchup yet tonight. But no, I have seen this out of him for sure. It's just he saw something that he thinks a rush is coming or something.
It is, but it ain't on the ground, son.
It's from the skies.
Get up in that air, yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping that he's using this to cut some corner, and something. He's supply blocked here fairly severely, unfortunately. He's getting that Ling speed.
Oh, these 45-minute games making my throat tired.
I know, right?
All right.
Craziness.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have just our nice little slow start here. Battle cruisers will be on the field within a few minutes here, and this map is pretty good. It's a little weirder to attack into the main with the battle cruisers, but they still do have plenty of space south where they can retreat and wait for the cooldown to recharge. So still, most maps it seems to be pretty viable to go battle cruisers, at least for harass or something. There's a lot of open space these days.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of those map maker staples, is you don't have the totally stuck behind maps too much anymore.
Yeah.
There's dead space, but not so much so you can fly a whole army behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those. Yeah, will be interesting how much this will slow things down potentially for Sproutch making the spine crawlers. Is he going to have spores when it's time to do it in the main base? If a BC jumps in there and there's no spores at all, then that may just be it right then. And I don't know if he's prepared for it.
Well, we'll find out here as the first battlecruiser should be in production very shortly. We've got the Winnow Mines coming up. So yeah, BenBot's just going to sit back, bunker up, and play his nice defensive style. So Sproutch really does like to be the aggressor. Sproutch kind of determines how the game will end up, it seems. First game he wasn't able to deal with the BCs as well. The attacks definitely didn't go as much in his favor as they did last game. But yeah, BenBot's perfectly content just to sit back and react and wait until everything gets mined out.
Now, BenBot is mining out these back minerals, opening up that path, which is probably a good idea. Here come a bunch of Lings. Are they going to do any sort? If they just attack the front, then they're not going to get much done, although these Marines out helps. But yeah, they're just going in. It's not going to be that drop play. And that can't be underestimated on how much that helped. The drop plays killed 15 and 9 workers in the 2 games, which is gigantic that early on.
Oh, it's big on slowing them down. It's very important. Well, I was going to say, too, the gold minerals might also help slow down.
BC is done. Let's see the main in a second to see if it pops.
There he goes. Yeah, he's going to teleport right in, I would imagine. Yeah, he's already there. He's in Sprouch's main doing his thing.
Yeah, no spore. There's 2 spores under construction, but they're not here. And he's there before the spire's even done.
Oh, man, if he could get the spawning pool this early on, that would hurt. I don't think he's going to get it this round, but he might next round coming in with a couple battlecruisers.
I don't even know what's going to stop him.
He actually might get it. Oh, my God.
He will get it, because there's nothing...
Oh, I thought that was a spore crawler. That was a spire. I don't know why I thought that was a spore crawler coming down.
Nothing contested
Oh,
yet.
that might just be it.
I think this one is lost there. He's going to lose.
Never lost to the pool that early. That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot.
He's not even close to enough money to replace it either, because he just spent it all on mutas.
Yeah, he'll have a few mutas, but they're not going to do a whole lot against an undamaged battlecruiser. This battlecruiser's just now had its paint scratched by those queens. So he's going to be able to stick around and fight for a while. He'll go down south. He should have his cooldown shortly soon, too. And there should be another battlecruiser joining the fray. Yeah, it's about halfway done. So very shortly, we'll have even more fresh battlecruisers here. And with no pool, no harassment, nothing to slow BenBot down like in the previous 2 games, then BenBot might just be able to crush through what Sproutch has here. Yeah, this might be a much quicker game.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is. He's just 2 on top of everything. The mutas are not coming. He still hasn't replaced the pool or anything. He's not even thinking about it.
Yeah. He hasn't even dealt with the BC yet. This is the first battle cruiser. And here comes number 2 here. Yeah, no spawn and pool, I believe, will be going down anytime soon. And yeah, I think that's just it. After 2 epically long back and forth games between these two, Sproutch gets caught with a little bit with his pants down. It was those 3 spine crawlers that he should have turned into spores instead.
Yeah, it was. He scouted something that indicated that he should do that, and
cost him the game.
Yeah, it just wasn't the case, obviously. Yeah. And then, I think it's the spines leading to the lack of dropping, and then that leads to the quick BCs. That's something I noticed this time that really in the whole series that BenBot could also iron out a little bit is he goes for the starport and the fusion core at the expense of his earlier expansion, but then he's unable to make a BC right away anyway. Mm-hmm. So I think he's kind of rushing to something that he's not ready for yet and could actually have improved the economy a bit. Mm-hmm. But obviously it's enough here.
Well, yeah, had he not had this BC out when he did, maybe he wouldn't have been able to get that pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. Well, and it looks like I think the drone really wants to build a pool here in the main, is why we haven't seen another one yet.
Yeah.
Because he just only likes to build it in the main.
Yeah, because he does actually have the money now. He originally I thought he just kept spending too much and he was too broke, but now he's got with nothing to build, he won't make it.
Yeah, those mutas want nothing to do with that battlecruiser. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
they would die.
I think maybe he's just going for the classic 64 pool, and he won't do it until he gets a certain number of drones.
Well, he's not going to get there anytime soon. A 3rd battlecruiser comes in, and this will seal the deal. Yamato's going down on the mutas. The main base is now dead. Sproutch builds 2 pools finally in response to losing the main. So now he's like, oh, okay, I guess I can't build. This is no longer my main, so now I can build a pool somewhere else in my new main. So he will have a little flood of lings. He's got some resources saved up, but that's it. That's all he's going to be able to do. Battlecruisers are going to be able to clear us out. Lings will go across the other side and die, and BenBotBc will move on in the upper bracket to face who? We don't know yet. It'll be either DominionDog or BlinkerBot.
Yeah. We'll find out
here on ESChamp. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
No, yeah, this will wrap up, and then we'll hop into that. Well, great series though. I think this was my favorite series so far of the night. Just a nice TVZ, non-stop Zerg attacking. It's very cinematic. Just the Terran trying to hold and bunker down, eventually getting the battlecruisers out to eradicate the Zerg infestation, and just well played by both bots here. Very exciting match.
Yeah, and Sproutch
epic series.
Won't die. It's the thing. Sproutch won't die, and BenBot won't kill him. Like it doesn't. BenBot is like the pacifist, but it just doesn't want to kill people.
Right. Surprised somehow there's mutas there now. Did he ever build another spire? He's got an infestation pit on the way.
Yeah, he must have.
Okay, now he's building another spire. Don't tell me we're gonna actually come. No way, this is not over yet.
Sure.
This is over, right? Tell me it's over. 115 to 36 army supply.
It's over. He's got 6 bases. And
he's got all the battlecruisers.
That was the only thing that ever kept him out, was starving him to death.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no way to starve out BenBotBc at this point. So it will just be a very long, drawn-out death out of Sproutch here. So yeah, get comfy. We'll just kind of watch this and fast forward here. Maybe we're both just gonna eat our shoes later or eat our socks or whatever, because Sproutch will somehow miraculously come back and get like 8 bases, and he is taking over his side of the map again. He's got a decent economy building up. BenBot is letting him back into this game, actually, like 100%.
He definitely
look at the resources though. BenBot could do this all day long.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But and also the upgrades makes them basically.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I didn't even notice that. No upgrades
because there were none. Yeah, on Sprouch's side.
None for Sprouch. He is getting some now. He's getting adrenal glands as his first upgrade.
He's just that's funny. He's just kind of resuming. Yeah,
it's like one of his first upgrades. Yeah.
So BenBot is kind of doing stuff. But it's weird that BenBot's strategy is also not to kill. It's just kind of starve out your opponent.
Just survive. Yeah, because
it's to starve him out on like 8 bases.
Yeah,
like it's a weird approach, but it is his approach.
Well, it's the you can't lose StarCraft if you don't lose all your buildings. So
true enough.
He's going for that approach here. Another little Ling attack here. Yeah, it's just going to be nonstop skirmishes, Ling attacks. It's kind of fun to watch this in fast motion, actually. I wish it was smoother. One day Blizzard will get its frame rate to get. No, that's no one. It would be nice to watch this. I feel like I've watched some StarCraft sped up like super fast, and it was smooth.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Well, I mean, we're also watching through 8 layers of removal and broadcasting. If it was the only thing you're running, I bet it would be a lot better. Yeah. So let's take an over-under on how long.
I think this is going to be another 48-minute.
Yeah, I was going to say in the 40s as well. I think you're going to have, before the game is over, Sprouch will take both the bottom right base and potentially the top left base.
I think it's funny he skipped his main to go towards this bottom right instead.
Yeah.
All the BCs just went into the main thinking, oh, maybe there's something here. Nope.
It's the programming. All right, he lost that one. Taking that base out is good-ish. Let's see if he keeps retaking.
Yeah, I think BenBot earns the title of most passive Terran now.
Yeah.
Because Ketrock's bot was doing it for a little bit, but now we see a lot more aggression out of Ketrock. And
I think he's just fair. He just wants to divide the map and live in peace.
Yeah, why can't exist in harmony?
Yeah.
StarCraft III will have diplomatic relations. You can solve wars by diplomacy.
Definitely should.
All right, Battlecruise is finally in a critical map. They're going to be able to take out this main base, and then they're going to keep working their way north. So yeah, Sprouch will die. It is just a matter of time here. Can we get a poll up in the? Can we do a new poll? At what time do you think Sprouch will die? And do like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, or something like that. Like vote for. No, we can't do that. Okay.
Well, people should just type it in.
Type in chat what minute you think.
Type in the minute.
Whoever's the closest, I will gift a Patreon subscription to.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you want to do the poll, huh, Drek? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sticking with my 48 minutes exactly. That's when I think he'll die.
All right, I'll go with 38.
38? Okay.
Yeah, just to make it sooner.
Oh yeah, it actually might be sooner. Yeah, these Marines are even now getting.
Yeah, they're starting to patrol in this. This is the key diagonal. I feel like BenBot has a light squared bishop controlling part of the map.
33:57, 47 minutes. Okay, getting some. Yeah, no way it's going to be 33:57. He's going to live way longer than that. BenBot's way too passive.
Yeah, even if it was a good normal player, I think he'd have trouble actually cleaning up in 3 minutes.
43:30
with BCs. Okay,
Marines finally getting aggressive. Okay, that's going to help clean this out a lot faster.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Actually, yeah, it might be. Sproutch is still building a few lings, still pulling some shenanigans here.
They could. The Marines have stemmed themselves near death, but they're still fine. So he's got the
4801 taking the Price is Right approach.
Yeah, he's got the one base left. Okay, this is the key: is that Sproutch has no income. He cannot replace a hatchery. He's at 290 and he needs the 300.
I gotta say, I like how that Overlord was keeping
Right.
keep the
He's going to
spawning
be
pool alive.
You're going to be very close at this 3357. So we're just above.
37 minutes will be the next. Once we go above, it should be. Is it like Price is Right? Once you go above, aren't you? It's null.
Well, I mean, I like.
Otherwise, I have to do math, Endersword, and that I'm not doing it.
I don't know. He was within 28 seconds. Galahad was. So I'm.
Was it? I thought it would get to 34 something. Okay, we'll call it. Galahad, you are the winner.
Yeah.
34-25. Congratulations. If you are not a Patreon subscriber, I will welcome you with open arms into our Crown Club. I don't know how to do that though, so I'll figure that out after the stream. Just make sure you're in our Discord or something so I can get your email. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, that was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, BenBot will move on in the upper bracket, and our Zerg there, Sproutch, will get knocked down into the lower bracket. And now we can get ready for our final best of 3 of the night. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, everybody. It's been a fun night so far. Some good games. We've got DominionDog versus BlinkerBot. Now, this is Fidelina's bot. Fidelina, returning author. And then Bernie coming in with his BlinkerBot. And we've seen BlinkerBot do quite well in some previous seasons. Some very good micro, some nice attacks, some good stuff. I'm excited for this last best of 3. Should be good.
Should indeed. I think BlinkerBot, despite its name as Mr. Blinker, it does blink to some extent. But if I recall correctly, it's better at like the Disruptor micro and some other stuff. Mm-hmm. And it micros back stalkers very well, but it actually doesn't blink them very much. But I think it does the traditional Protoss thing of it will occasionally do an aggressive forward blink and try and lose a fight that it had won.
Yeah.
So here's DominionDog. This is Fidelina. It is still the dog in the hat. An ELO of 2088, one of the higher ones, with a win rate of 86%, and a healthy crash rate.
Healthy, indeed.
Healthy.
That's 166.
And here we go, Mr. BlinkerBot. Certainly lower on the ELO side, but a pretty good overall win rate there, and a moderate crash rate. But more importantly, a matchup between the best portrait in the league and the default one. So come on, Blinker.
Get with the program here.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Let's make one up.
Man, I cannot figure out how to. I don't know how to. Can you gift a Patreon? How does that work?
I've never heard of it.
Can you? Maybe you can't gift a Patreon.
Maybe just get him to pick his favorite channel on Twitch and just donate something to him.
Well, we're not on Twitch anymore, so.
Gift it. Well, yeah, I know, but still, just gift him a tier 3 Pokemon. So,
yeah,
Pokemon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Anyway, we've got our last best of 3 loading up. Again, before we wrap things up tonight, make sure you check out everything below in the descriptions. We got a lot of cool links. Your bot template, our forum you can check out to stay up to date with everything going on. And again, we are looking for a little help behind the scenes. If you are interested in helping manage some ProBots tournaments, send direct ESChamp a message, and we could definitely use the help. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our final best of 3 here on day 2 of ESChamp's ProBots Season 1 of 2021. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I believe, well, what did we say? PVT, something like that. It is DominionDog versus BlinkerBot.
Fidelina's DominionDog. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
All right, Golden Wall to start this off.
Hell yeah. Good way to kick it. So we got the bunker, or not the bunker, the depot right up in the middle of the ramp there, suggesting a possible 3 depot wall. And yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Here you go.
All right. So yeah, I don't know much about DominionDog. We do obviously remember Fidelina and that lovely dog in a hat. So he's rebranded and coming back as a new and improved bot. And we'll see kind of what he has in store for us here as I pull up the notes. And then BlinkerBot, yeah, we've seen BlinkerBot before. Bernie has been very active in the ProBot scene for quite some time now.
Yep. Indeed he has. And yeah, Fidelina more the newcomer, but actually has multiple bots as well. Fidelina, obviously from last season, has a bot called Mixed Breed and has this one DominionDog.
Yeah, we saw Mixed Breed in our season or our preseason show match. If you go check out our videos page, you can watch most of these bots just duke it out in little best of ones. It was just kind of a little showcase to show off some of the new stuff here. And you can see Scarlet's bot there as well. And then we'll be seeing her bot next week in the lower bracket.
Yes.
Against... my brain just stopped.
Additional pylons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good time. Yeah, make sure you all hit that little bell icon, get reminders, notifications, whatever. We do this every single week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So thank you to all of our friends across the pond in England or wherever you are in Europe or Australia. Thank you all for being here. I know the time difference does make it a little bit difficult, but it's super fun to have you all. Germany has some. But yeah, it's great to have you guys all here live. But if you're checking out the VOD, thank you so much for doing so as well. Yeah, some good stuff here. Golden Wall, 1 base versus 1 base. Is it just going to be a 1 base cheese fest? What is going on here?
He does seem to be setting up that way, but I think he's gonna move down.
A lot of votes for DominionDog here.
DominionDog's supposed to be strong. We haven't really seen it play.
No, we haven't seen it.
Yeah, this is the debut.
Well, we know Fidelina is a great bot author, though. So
exactly.
Yeah, if you can do a random bot with the success that we saw in the show matches or in the showcase, then yeah.
Quite true. Quite true indeed. The little force here appears to be waiting for an immortal. On the other side, we've got a tank and a liberator. Liberator, decent choice potentially on this map, as you could siege it up in some dead space.
Yeah, so DominionDog does, I guess, just reading here, nice little tank push. Kind of, he calls it cheese, but just a 1 base tank push. I wouldn't call that too cheesy. Oh, Liberator mixing in too. That's going to be really nice. Here come the Stalkers, though. BlinkerBot does not have Blink. He will be relying on Stalker Micro alone. And yeah, already that ramp is going to cause him to be a little bit hesitant to go up, which is good because there's a lot here. And actually, he should just go home, but he won't.
Yeah.
So he's dead.
Yeah, we'll kind of take the shot there. He didn't really wait for the immortal support, but I think it's actually good he's retreating because that was dying no matter what. And the tank liberator push coming across now, moving in a Gensi-esque fashion.
Yeah, keeping his stuff together really nicely here.
Yeah.
It's important not to let that liberator stray too far ahead, especially with the stalkers that had DominionDog started pushing out first and that liberator goes ahead. Those stalkers could have picked it off right away. But as it is, the liberator stays with the army. Really good control out of the Marines as well, just keeping the tanks safe. They're just going to provide a nice buffer as this Terran force continues to push towards BlinkerBot's natural.
Yeah, this is looking really strong for DominionDog. It's interesting. BlinkerBot retreated up to the north, though. Could potentially lead to some sort of flank, which is a good way to approach the tanks if they get in too far. But let's see what it does. Yeah, he's coming from the back here now. We'll jump on them, but not so much. A little less of a jump than you would have wanted. It basically gave him time to reposition everything.
Oh, he does try to get in the best position, though. That was nice decision making, but just didn't work out.
It tried. It kind of needed, the moment it came down, could have just insta-killed both tanks. and Dennett went after the Marines first.
Oh, one of those tanks is so low too, but yeah, this natural will at the very least get denied here. I'm hoping we see a cancel just for BlinkerBot's sake, but even with that, I just there's not enough here. 33 army supply to 3, and all the tanks still alive. Liberator's still here, and these stalkers will just not get close with these slow trickle of Marines coming into buffer, and that should be it. Nice can. Okay, he does get the cancel. That's good, but yeah, it's just too little, too late anyway. Another Immortals trying to come out, but nicely done, DominionDog, with just a very solid one base tank push. If you're just not ready for it, if you try to get that early base or lose too many stalkers early on like we saw, you're just going to die to it. And that is exactly the case here.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, just really good control by DominionDog here. Slow pushing, keeping the army together. The way that the Liberator swung around to deal with the force coming from the north when he kind of got flanked there, just kind of instantly unsieging and repositioning was good. So yeah, looking quite strong. Yes, he'll clean the rest of this up.
Seems you'd go far by making a cannon rush bot. You could get pretty far on the ladder, I'd say, but once you get up against the likes of like Micro Machine and Gen C, it's not going to work out as well. There are definitely a good amount of bots that know how to deal with cannon rushes and cheeses like that very effectively. So it definitely can. What bot? Wasn't one bot doing a lot of cannon rushes? Had a pretty good amount of success.
There's one that was literally named like Cannon Rush bot.
Yeah. Well, I thought there was another one just recently that we were watching.
So we had Doogie Howitzer, which was the machine learning cannon rush bot.
Doogie, that's who I'm thinking of. I think,
that was really good.
Yeah.
Because he's machine learning, it wasn't crisp enough, but it was cool that they were trying to do that way. And but yeah, we've seen a number of bots do the cannon rush approach. The issue is if someone programs really well against it, the hard part as a human is kind of blocking them in and catching a probe and stuff like that. In this, if you deployed like a few probes to follow theirs, they could block all the space around it automatically. Like they could zone out anywhere that they could build. So you don't need to catch it. You need to like form a triangle around it and move with it. And it would never be able to build anything. So there's a lot of things if you devote yourself to do, you could do.
Yeah, you can definitely make a cannon rush bot work and work well. It's all about how much work you put into it for any of these bots.
Yeah.
So, yep, here we go. Game number 2 is loading up here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been a bunch of exciting games, and we'll see here if this will finish things off, or who knows, maybe we can get into another ace match if BlinkerBot will let us. Let's hop into it right now. Game number 2. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's it. I can't get the stream itself.
Oh. Well, it looks like somehow I'm... Oh, wait.
DominionDog.
Still in?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Can you see a game?
Bernie's.
Okay. You talk about what happens because I can't see it.
So, we have lost. It must be a Canada thing, maybe, because you're both in Canada. Yeah, maybe it's a Canada thing. So Endersword and Drek are no longer here. Well, Endersword's here with me. He just can't see anything. Yeah. Can I share? Oh wait, can't I share my screen for you, Endersword?
You probably can, but it's on Discord.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm just not. I don't want to break anything. I'll just kind of tell you what's going on here, and you can be the peanut gallery and chip in with your 2 cents.
Try and watch a little delayed here at least, but
yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so we'll get through here. We've got our main production crew still running. That's good. Here we go. Game number 2, Romanticide. DominionDog. I will imagine it's just going to do another nice little tank push. But, it does say he can do some cheesy things, and I would imagine that entails maybe some proxies or something. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, again, we know very little about its capabilities. I like the way it was moving. in that first one, so that definitely suggests a lot. Very often with like the brand new bots, you don't have everything fully fleshed out, but Fidelina was one of the ones that people praised a lot for. It came on the scene really fleshed out. That there was a lot of sophistication from the beginning, whereas you often see like, okay, the bot comes on, it has a basic idea, it's going to do this, this, and this. Now it needs to defend against the worker rush. Now it needs to defend against a Reaper all-in. Now it needs to, and you need to plug all these holes that weren't in your main concept, basically.
Yeah.
But I think it feels like Fidelina has made things that are covering those from the beginning. It's making a complete package as its initial thing. So yeah, let's see what it's got in store.
Ooh, BlinkerBot switching up a little bit. Already has an Adept coming out this time. There's a Twilight. I wonder, we have seen some Adept builds, some Resonating Glaives out of BlinkerBot, I'm pretty sure. So we'll count that. Adept Shades count as blinks, right?
They do. They do. We've decided.
And I like the Adepts a lot more against the Marine count as well.
Yeah.
The Stalkers just with the synergy of the tanks and the Marines, everything, I don't think works as well. The Adepts are going to be able to kill the Marines a little bit faster. Obviously, the Liberator's still going to be a problem. But Dark Shrine is BlinkerBot's tech of choice here. That could throw a wrench into the works here, especially since DominionDog only has one orbital. And he's using the mules. He is not banking up any energy. So a couple DTs could really throw a wrench into the gears here.
Yeah, definitely, especially if he gets in, splits them up well, he can just kind of catch them in a permanently off-guard state. And of course, if those get on top of anything like tanks, they could just kind of completely mute the process on any attack he's doing. And if the timing is at all similar, he's going to kind of have the dark. Well, yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, the Adept was about to shade into a pack of Marines. He's gonna die anyway. It looks like. No, he's actually doing a good job keeping these Adepts alive. Okay, one goes down. The tank fire is he's gonna do him in. So both Adepts will die here. Yeah, you'll see it on screen there in a second. Tank is out now, so DominionDog should be pushing the Marines. Half the Marines are actually pretty hurt already. So definitely nice to have at least a little bit of bruising on them. Maybe for the next engagement, BlinkerBot will be able to take it a little bit better with more Adepts coming out. Here comes DominionDog. He's going to push down his ramp. Liberator sticking with the army very nicely. And yeah, this fight will just take place on BlinkerBot's side of things.
Yeah, and he should have, well, his Dark Shrine is done, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he still hasn't built a DT yet, though. I'm watching the production tab like a hawk here, and he just has 2 Adepts, 3 Stalkers here. DominionDog's about halfway across the map. Time is the clock is ticking. Where are those DTs? I would love a defensive DT. One defensive DT would change this game completely, but he's just building another Stalker. Oh, he's even got the resources for it. It is so unfortunate. There's a DT warping in, but I don't know exactly where it is. Adepts are going to fight the Marines. Marines are cutting back. The tanks are pretty much untouched, and there's the DT. He's going to come in. The tank's on siege. The scan goes down, and the DT dies. And with that, I think DominionDog... Oh, no. It's actually going to scare DominionDog home. What? DominionDog could just push in and win pretty much right now. But the DTs have him scared enough. It is going to buy BlinkerBot some time. Oh, my goodness. Some very valuable time.
Yeah, I'm now seeing that part. Okay, he did scan off. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be a race between scans, I guess, if he keeps kind of going in with it. But it seems like BlinkerBot is not too DT aggressive.
Yeah, here. Oh, I might be able to... Oh, no, it's remote into obs. I was going to be like, I could share my screen with you, but nah, it's fine. Wow, BlinkerBot has survived the initial attack. Things are going to settle down. DominionDog is just going to continue sitting on one base, but beautiful reaction, recognizing there's DTs, does not even mess around with the opportunity of dying. You know, he was out of scans. He's going to go home. He's got that Raven just about to pop out. So any more DT play is pretty much going to be nullified at this point. So maybe we'll see some Archons jump, but actually he just built the one DT. And that's it. He's just got Stalkers now. with no blink, I think.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't. I don't think he ever got blink. Oh man, this is a big army pushing across. Even supply, vastly in favor of the army supply for DominionDog though. He's on the one base, so he's only got 26 workers. But with almost double the army supply, this might just be enough to crush through. With that Raven, no DTs are going to be able to save him now. It's going to all come down to the Blink Stalker Micro. And, he's BlinkerBot. He's called BlinkerBot, but his Blink Micro, especially if he doesn't have Blink,
it's always
non-existent. Yeah.
Always severely stunted. You're blinking without blink.
Oh, yeah, you can see right. Yeah, because he's starting to take his engagement in the middle of the map a little bit here. The Stalker's trying to kite back, but can't because they're getting caught up on each other. And the Liberator's just going to make mincemeat of them all. Oh, goodness. Only one. Yeah, okay, they're all dead. That's it. There is now 6 army supply to 41's DominionDog's 41. And now DominionDog will be able to push in for the win and will move on in our upper bracket. Nicely played.
Yeah, I feel like he had the material to win that if he had made like 2 more DTs and just kind of moved across and done some damage, but let it off the hook. He had a big window there where there was no Raven, that he could have done a lot, and a single scam was blown. It would have taken a while.
Yeah. But I got to say, DominionDog's decision-making to just pull back and play safe and then come back with an even bigger... He knew he was going to have an army advantage. Well, maybe, it's a bot. He doesn't know. But there was going to be an army advantage just on that one base. So it was really, really smart to pull back, get the Raven, make sure you're safe, and then go in for one more big attack instead of like, oh, well, maybe I can keep pushing and get some damage on. Because then, potentially you lose everything to DTs or whatever. And just perfectly played out of DominionDog. Crisp, clean, and seriously, it is reminiscent of Gen C a little bit, where the army is doing a phenomenal job at just staying together. The cohesion of the Liberator with the tanks, the Marines buffering just perfectly, not getting too far ahead. Everything was phenomenal there out of DominionDog. So well played, nice quick 2-0, and we'll secure his spot. So it will be next week, DominionDog versus BenBot. TVT for the ages. BenBot, the unkillable, almost unkillable.
That'll for sure be an interesting one. Is if DominionDog goes for like a light marine tank opening and then ends up getting BC'd on, that could certainly hurt him. But if he gets into a position to push before that, then I think it would definitely win. But that'll be a good one.
Let's can we take one last look at our bracket here before we wrap things up tonight? Again, thank you everybody so much for being here. Do stick around. We're gonna wrap things up here and take one last look at our bracket. Do one more member shout out. All that losers bracket will not be updated just yet. We will be taking a look at that later. What? Oh, there are no updates for next week. Gotcha. Oh, I thought there was. So this is our upper bracket. This will be in 2 weeks' time. And then our lower bracket, which we're going to take a look at now, will be next week. So these bots in the lower bracket do not get another chance to update. So if they make it through the lower bracket, they get a chance to update and come back in with some fresh stuff. Thankfully, we haven't really seen anything game-breaking. We haven't seen any real big bugs. Nothing crash. I can think of a couple little things, but...
Yeah, well, the biggest bug that we've seen was Ketrock's detection bug. The detection mapping thing.
Or are we okay?
Am I still here?
Oh yeah, my end froze. Okay, that was weird.
Okay. Yeah, the detection mapping bug thing.
Yeah.
That's the only.
That's a pretty minor one though. Yeah, it's all very minor things. Ketrock still managed to pull it through and went. Well, he's in the upper bracket, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
No, he gets to update.
Yeah, so he'll get to update. It's just the lower bracket does not get to update for next week. So after next week, we will have our first round of bot updates for that upper bracket. And then I imagine we'll go 2 weeks from there. No more updates. So yeah, we'll keep you all up to date. Again, best place to stay up to date with what's going on is the forum. Check out everything below in the description. You can get our links to our Crown Club membership. I.do.io. I'll find you. Oh, you're already a Crown Club member? Well, then I don't owe you dealing. No, we'll do a pizza party for the Crown Club at the end of the year or something.
Let them into your OnlyFans.
Yes. We'll start our bots OnlyFans where we show the circuits of bots and stuff. Anyway, thank you all so much again for being here. Again, if you're looking to help out, maybe behind the scenes a little bit, Drek is looking for a production manager, or what is it? Tournament manager?
Director.
Tournament director. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, your job. No, he is looking just for a little help running the tournaments, making sure things go smoothly, that kind of thing. So if you're interested and have a little free time, send him a message, kind of see what he's up to. But yeah, other than that, big shout out to our Crown Club. We'll be recording our next season or next show of ProBots tomorrow. Again, we will have 2 bot authors joining us. Who's Joe? Fidelina and Rasper. So DominionDog's author and then Spiny's author will be joining us tomorrow. So again, check that out if you like some extra ProBots content. It's only $5 a month. Goes a long way to support ESChamp and future endeavors. So yeah, Endersword, thank you again. Good job tonight. What was your favorite match? Did you
I think the last one that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely the second game between BenBot and Sproutch. Where it came down to the mine. That was definitely cool.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed the games tonight. And again, we'll be doing this same time, same place next week here on ESChamp at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to join us for day 3 of season 1 of ProBots here in 2021. And that'll do it for us tonight. Big shout out again to our production crew, Laddie, Peter, and Drek in the background, keeping things running. A beautiful show tonight, I must add. Looked good and crisp. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next week. Have a good night. Oh, I forgot to do a Crown Club shout out. Zerk Troll, thank you so much. And again, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Now the show is officially over. Get the hell out of here. We'll see you next week. Get out, Endersword. Go home.
Okay.